In this self-nip bobbly de baba dee ba doo doo.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Long time.
Long time no hear from.
What's going on?
Not much, man. What are you up to?
You know, just this and that. Just trying to get stuff done. Trying to get my life back together over here in the USA.
Yeah, trust me, I understand. Same thing. Trying to get everything, over here back to what I used to be.
Yeah, well, or at least something like it.
Yep.
So, it's been, a really long time. It's been over 20 years, and I've been out of the country, and I've been traveling all over the U.S. before that. And now I'm back. I might settle down for a little while. I think it might be a good thing, especially since a lot of things have changed. So I don't really have much motivation to do the same kind of moving around and exploring like I was. But hey, I'm just curious. So I remember that you when I was still in China, you had I remember there was an album that was released from Waters of Antarctica called Serpent and the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And you did all the vocals on that, right?
Yes, I did all the vocals on it. And also I did the voices on it, too, for one of our songs that we have, is like a pirate style.
Yeah. And I know there are like 6 Serpent in the Storm albums. Did you do all of those? Because I didn't listen to all of them. I went to Bandcamp because I saw that there was like a bundle where I could buy all of them. And I know I bought that one, Serpent in the Storm, because that was the only one that I knew that you were on, because I just, being out of the country, I wasn't able to get past the firewall as much as I would like to, so I wasn't paying much attention. So are you on all 6 of those Serpent in the Storm albums?
No, the Serpent in the Storm is actually one full album that we did. The rest of the stuff that's on there, Phil did himself, Phil Bower. Yeah. He was making music, doing his own thing at the time until he decided to hook up and find me again, because I joined his band, Deathmatch, when their old singer departed. And we tried working something out with that, and then Deathmatch never went through anywhere. So he decided to bring me into Waters of Antarctica and asked me to write some lyrics, which I did, and then we wrote Serpent in the Storm.
Okay.
Full album.
It's a really, really cool album, and
thank you.
I just learned, I listened to it over and over again. It's really cool because it's super creative. Your voice is awesome. Phil Bower, he's definitely an incredible musician. But your voice on there, and like you said, even the pirate voices and everything like that, which you said you did the voices now, which is not a surprise to me, because I also followed a project that you were doing very closely and watched all the episodes. You also released an audio comic book.
Yep, I did. It's actually called Captain Corvus.
Yeah, and so I was really impressed with that. It was actually, super impressed. I've never seen or heard anything like that before. It was very, very cool. So,
well, pretty much with that show that I did, I was trying to bring back the old-fashioned style of audio-style comic books, like Dick Tracy and the Dark Shadow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was trying to bring back what our grandparents used to have back in the day, and when they didn't have television. So I created this, and I did a lot of the voices on it. I mixed it, did the sound effects. I also helped write it.
Okay.
But I gave the credit to the guys that actually made the script. I just gave them the ideas of what I wanted and how I wanted it, and I found everybody.
So you basically produced that. You brought everything together for that.
Yes, I did.
It's incredible, dude. I'm really impressed. And it's kind of crazy that we never did any music together. I mean, I know that we saw each other at school sometimes, although I saw you more at I saw you more at Acrimonium shows and at our warehouse than I did at school.
Yep. Yeah, actually, you did. Only times we actually hung out in school was when you were on the wrestling team and when I went to the gym to work out and stuff because I was going to join wrestling team at the time. But it would have been kind of weird having a goth kid wearing makeup and long black skirts in the wrestling room trying to wrestle.
I don't know about that. I think it would have been just fine. I mean, I was wearing, multiple neck pieces with pentagrams and my clothes were shredded. I mean, I don't know how they let me go around in school dressed like that because, I mean, I was basically shirtless how shredded my clothes were.
Yeah, pretty much you were. But I think it's because the way you talk and the way you speak to everybody and the voice. When you actually sang, you didn't just do death metal. You did actual nice, soft music. Kind of like Pearl Jam shit back in the day.
Well, they were one of my influences, definitely. But, yeah, man, So Serpent in the Storm is the one album that you did with Phillip Bower. Yep. And it's available on Bandcamp. And I know that, like I said, I bought that album and I enjoyed it very much. But you also just did another song, a new song with under the title of...
Well, before Phil left, we were trying to... If you notice how our music is, we don't just do metal. We do a mixture of everything. That's why Serpent in the Storm was a great album.
Yeah.
We were supposed to work on a second album, but we never got a chance to because we moved to North Carolina. But the song that we have is When the Light Burns Bright is our song, and it's a little different than our normal shit. But I think everybody will like it. It's more like movie style, something of being a great movie or video game.
Yeah, it's got a cool beat to it. I definitely like the beat. I like the style that it's in. I mean, I don't, as you know, I don't also only make, like you said before, just death metal and heavy metal. I do all kinds of stuff and different blends of different kinds of music. So, and are you playing with anybody out where you are now? Where are you? You're still in South Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm still in South Florida. I'm in Pompano.
Okay.
I was in a band before I met Phil. Actually, it was around the time I met Phil. We actually did a Halloween show with Phil and his band. Okay. But it was called Pripyat Population Zero. And never went really anywhere. We played a few shows, but I actually have the full album on my hard drive, which I'm about to release to the world and let them hear it.
All right, yeah, I'd really like to hear that. So, Population Zero. That sounds very...
Pripyat Population Zero.
Yeah. And what about any other type of projects? Have you done anything other than like this? So what's the full name of the band?
Pripyat Population Zero.
Wait, say that again? Just the first part?
Pripyat. Kind of like, in Chernobyl, Pripyat, where they're fighting right now.
Got it. Pripyat Population Zero. Got it. Pripyat.
Yeah, we actually had, we got a couple of Facebook stuff. Had a YouTube, but it got shut down for some reason. I guess because I wasn't on it as much. But we have some songs and a little video I created on Facebook.
Okay.
We were on MySpace back in the day, too.
I'll have to check out the Facebook. Send me that link because I haven't seen all that stuff, and I'd like to.
Well, I was also doing some stuff way back in the day when me and you actually met in high school. I was doing a gothic-style band called Sympathy of a Vampire, which is basically the way I spell it is vampire. Yeah. So I did a little mixture of that.
So is it with a Y then?
Yeah.
V-A-M-P-Y-R, vampire, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I just, I can't get away from making music either. It's just one of the things that holds me together. You know, so many things, you know, I had plans for life and things just kind of took a turn for something I completely unexpected and in so many ways. And so now I'm just like, you know, trying to figure everything out again. I'm back in the States. I'm working as a personal trainer again and teaching boxing and kickboxing and self-defense and still making music. So anyway, I want to play this track, When the Light Burns. So we'll take a quick break here, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit more. And I want to actually talk more about Captain Corvus. So,
all right, cool.
Let me see here. Where do we go?
Well, just remember this, man. This is my thing. It's called music is the heart, which has the key to the world. Without music, we'd be nowhere.
That's true, man. Music is the heart and the key to the world. Without music, we would be nowhere.
Yeah, because music's what holds everything together. Without music, you know, we'd be more in chaos than we are now.
Well, you know, there's something interesting to be said about that. So in ancient times, I believe it might have been in Greece, some of the philosophers, so there were these two main schools. You could call one like everything from like primary school all the way up to like junior college, and then the second part could be like the university and grad school. And the first part was called the trivium, where we get the word trivia from, and the trivium contained three main subject points. It was grammar, logic, and rhetoric. So grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And that was basically like the lower school. But then the higher school was called the quadrivium. And interestingly enough, the quadrivium, the base of the quadrivium was number. And then if you're looking at the quadrivium as like a baseball diamond and you're at like home base, the home base is number. But then if you look over to second base, you have music, which is number and time. And then when you look over to third base, which is on the left, you have geometry, which is number and space. And if you look straight ahead, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. So home base, yeah, it was correct. That's number. And if you look to your right at first base, you have music, which is number and time. And when you look over to your left at third base, you have geometry, which is number and space. And when you look straight ahead at second base, at the top of the diamond, as you were looking at it from home base, you would see astronomy. That's awesome, that crow back there. I love crows. They're like some of the smartest birds. And they're wicked too. Anyway, and so when you look at second base, it's astronomy, which is number and space and time. So I just think, but so music is one of the pillars, is one of the foundations. It holds together. It's equal with geometry, and it's one of the things that creates space-time, the thing that holds all of reality together. So anyway, I just think that's interesting that you said that about about music. So let me go ahead and let's play this track. It's called "When the Light Burns Bright." Let's see how this sounds here. Is it going to play? Oh, there we go. Come on, when the light burns bright. All right.
Rise and shine, you feel so
that's actually it's a pretty groovy track, man.
Thanks, man.
I like it. It's toned down. It's you're right. It could be used for like a movie soundtrack or a video game.
Well, I'm actually working on a music video for it pretty soon.
All right, nice. I'd like to check that out.
It's just gonna give me a little time, and I'll be able to get it, mix it, make it, and put it out there on YouTube on our channel.
So, what's the relationship like with you and Phillip Bower? You guys cool?
We're like brothers, man.
That's awesome.
You know, if he was still down here, we'd still be making music. Hopefully, next year, if I get some vacation time, I'm gonna head up to Carolina.
Yeah, I'm actually very close to North Carolina, where I am right now in Virginia. And so, you know, I'm on the East Coast. We're all on the East Coast now. So once I start getting myself settled and established a little bit more, I'll be traveling up and down the East Coast. I'll be making some stops in Texas. I'm also going to be going out to California. And I don't know where I'm going to make my permanent home, but we'll see. It's just that I have a totally clear vision of everything that needs to be done now, and so I'm just getting on doing it. So tell me about this. What was the idea behind that track, When the Light Burns Bright?
Well, Phil pretty much gave me a track and said something about, like, he was going to use it for a movie, because he also does music for movies, video games, stuff like that. So I sat down and I listened to it, and I said, you know what? I can write lyrics to this. And he said, if you can, we'll do it. So I sat down one day, and I had a vision. It was kind of like a vampire theme to it.
Okay,
it made me feel like something like a vampire, you know, like always being rejected by somebody, always wanting something that you can never have.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I made it.
All right. And it's not a long track. It's 2 minutes and 21 seconds, but I know that most of the songs on Serpent in the Storm, from when you did the project Waters of Antarctica with Phil, they were on average about 3 minutes long. Only a couple of them, like the title track Serpent in the Storm and Marching to Die, were just a little bit over 2 minutes. And of course, you know, you had some other like intro things like Prometheus and Ocean Control that were, you know, short little like preludes to other songs. But I mean, those are really amazing tracks. If you had to say, like, off of that album, what are your favorite 2 or 3 tracks off of Serpent in the Storm by Waters of Antarctica? I mean, they're all so great. Like, I can't, like, it's one of those things where there's no filler tracks on there. You know, a lot of bands and a lot of albums come out and they're like filler tracks. You know, it's like, it feels like they're just filling space. Like to feel like an obligation to like a record label or just an idea that they have that they think, oh, we have to have, you know, 10 songs. So instead of releasing, you know, 4 or 5 solid songs, they release 10, and like, you know, 5 or 6 of them are just kind of, you know. So, but Serpent in the Storm, I mean, all of them are just, they're all, if I could say, they're just like hits. Like, I'm really impressed by the album. Like, both your vocals and Philip's songwriting and composition is just, it's outstanding.
Well, thank you. If I had to pick a couple, man, wow. Well, Fight, Fight, Fight would be one of them.
Yeah, that's a good
that song is more towards how we wrote this album. It's like between if pirates and Vikings were at war and fighting each other, even though they're 2 different, like, you know, years apart. But just imagine they're battling each other, and the pirates are trying to find a way to stay immortal forever. And the Vikings, all they want to do is stop them from trying to take something which they want themselves. But Fight, Fight, Fight is like, it's pretty much one of the good songs I really like. I got a little bit of influence from Amon Amarth, and that's how I was trying to write that.
Well, I think that, you know, pirates have always been around. I mean, Vikings, you know, may have had like a limited time period, but those Vikings, those pirates, they've always been around. I could see them getting into a battle with each other. Yeah, that's a good one. Fight, and it also it has that pirate sign. It's just, I can see like big frothing mugs of beer at some tavern like next to the shoreline. Like some place that kind of looks like where Batman ran into Aquaman in that movie. Where there's a bunch of fishermen by the sea looking all rough.
I believe Fight, Fight, Fight is like definitely the inspiration of like what Vikings would do when they're in the battle and they're going to Valhalla. When they die, that's their place to go.
Yeah.
And they were always out there raiding and going and trying to explore the world. They want to see what was on the other side.
Well,
no matter what history says.
Yeah. Well, in that way, I mean, Vikings and pirates are very similar. They were raiders and explorers. Yep. So
most people would say that Vikings were actually the first pirates.
Probably. I mean, but I just think pirates are kind of like a universal thing that have been around for a long time. I mean, there've always been, raiders of other people's shit. So,
Yep.
It's like, but yeah, I could see that. And oh, by the way, so I make sure that we're good on time with you. I want to make sure that that I don't take up too much of your space. What are you looking like here that you have to go? Because I can run on for a long time.
No, man, I don't have to go. I'm good, man. I got good enough amount of time on my phone, and we all have the same time in life, so I got all the time you need, man.
All right, brother. Well, I'm glad because I'm glad to be able to catch up with you. I've just recently, since I got back, I've been doing my best to catch up with some people. There was a musician that I met at University of Miami in South Florida back between like 1999, 2000, 2001, somewhere between there, named Robert Woods Ledoux, and I had like a 3-hour conversation with him. It was crazy. But we had previously recorded 5 or 6 songs together, and then we just recently did one more. I just did a demo, some demo vocals, and the dude is such a genius with his music. Like so on Twitter there's this AI metal bot. It's an artificial intelligence robot that one artificial intelligence bot creates a band name and a song title, and then they feed that into another AI bot, and then that AI bot takes that band name and song title and creates an album cover from it. And
that sounds sweet.
Yeah, and it's called "This Band Is Not Real" is like the title for the AI bot, and it posted on Twitter. So this guy Bob, because he just bleeds music, he just can't help but making music. He started writing songs to go with the album covers, band names, and song titles. And so the first one that we did was called, the band name is called Celestial Cauldron, and the song that we recorded, I did the demo vocals for, is called Veil of Chains. So I just did like a freestyle for this Veil of Chains, and I recorded that. And it sounds pretty gnarly. I think I'm going to re-record the vocals and re-release it, but it actually sounds pretty cool. I would like to find this guy, man. Write stuff with him, man. Yeah,
cool.
he's badass, and I think that we should both do some vocals for his stuff. I'm kind of selfish with him, but I'm willing to share. to share. He's phenomenal. So, but yeah, man, I'm really, really excited to get back into this. I think that we can create some really awesome stuff. So let's see here.
Well, I gotta definitely tell you one thing, man. You were talking about like a couple songs I'm into. Besides Fight, Fight, Fight.
Yeah.
Another one would be Virus that I wrote.
Oh, okay.
Got that Rob Zombie kind of feel to it.
Yes, Virus. Okay, gotcha.
And then, there's so many out there songs that I like.
Yeah.
Metropolis was a good one too.
That's what I was just about to say. I like Machine of the Metropolis.
Yep.
Let me see if I can play. What I'm going to do right now, real quickly, is I want to play. What is this? Don't we have a Optimistic Fox? So.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you definitely about that. The intro lyrics I wrote, one of my voice actresses, she actually was singing on it. The sound quality is okay. It was my first time trying to adjust the vocals with the guitars.
Yeah.
But the guitarist I found online, and his name is actually in the titles and stuff. So any of the guitars that was in it, I made sure he got credit for. But he let me use his stuff, and I wrote some lyrics just for it. Captain Corvus, man, is just an idea that I had because I was thinking about making a audio comic book called Optimistic Fox. And for her to be able to be who she is, I had to create her father.
Yeah.
And then, not to spoil it for anybody, hopefully they listen to it. It's a nice 45 minutes, so it's good traveling kind of thing.
Yeah.
But her father dies and she finds the lair. But the sad thing about it is I never got a chance to do all her episodes that I wanted to do. Everybody went their separate ways.
Yeah.
So we really not got a chance to finish it. But I've been writing some other things. Trying to make an actual movie.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can play this over the mic instead of directly into the podcast. Let me see here what we have. This is Optimistic Fox, Memories Will Never Fade, Dravin Knight Productions.
Synapse, what is this light blinking for?
It's a message, Fox.
From who?
It's from your father.
What? No, he's gone.
Shall I play it for you?
Yes, please play it.
Olivia, if you're getting this message, I must have passed away and you found my lair.
How can this be?
Honey, I am sorry I failed you. I know Frederick will watch over you now. I know you probably know the truth about me and your mother. And I know you're just like me and will find those responsible. But please remember, never to hurt anyone or kill someone because you will be just like them. Please, listen to Frederick. Follow everything he tells you. Remember what I have taught
Synapse,
you, child.
can you stop playing the message? Synapse, when was this recorded?
2 days ago at 5 p.m.
My father knew he might not make it out alive. Why?
Shall I keep playing the message?
Go ahead.
I
should tell
know
Frederick.
you are a strong young woman. You're just like your mother, smart and witty, and that's why I fell in love with her. And I feel like her death was on my hands. Please, follow Warblazer's every move, everything he teaches you from Krav Maga. Remember, I will always love you.
There is another message here. Shall I play it?
Yes, play it.
This file is locked for Warblazer.
They threw some Krav Maga in there, huh?
Oh yeah, man.
All right, let's listen to this. So this file is marked for Warblazer. Let's see what we got here.
Hello, Olivia. How are you doing?
Freddy, my father, he left a message for me and you.
What do you mean?
Synapse played a message my father made for me, and there's one for you.
I am on my way. I will see you soon. Hello, Olivia. Synapse, play the message for me.
Playing message for Warblazer.
Hello, old friend. I need you to take care of my little girl. Keep her training up. I know she is pig-headed and will try to find those who did this to me and her mother. I trust you will make sure she is safe and keep training her in Krav Maga. Until I see you again in another life, old friend.
Olivia, get rest. Don't grab your gear. future live in the war. Training begins at 0500 hours.
Dude, so I think that we could find some more. You could find another voice actress for this.
Yeah, I'll be able to probably find some more. The people that actually worked with me, they were one of the best. Some of them, their first time, just like me.
Yeah.
But other than that, some of the people that were actually in the actual 45-minute one, because that one you just played was just letting people know there's another one coming, which will be episode 1.
Right.
And like I said, I wrote them up to like 5 episodes and never got a chance to finish it. But everybody that I had, they went on to do other things. They became something better. And here's something you probably don't know. Somebody made a mod for Skyrim 5 on PC, and it was called The Dark World. I played the character Hades. So that's something pretty cool to be talking about, because I do silence, little mortal, you will answer my riddle.
That's awesome. Okay, so
that was me.
So they created a mod for Skyrim, and
yeah, they created a whole new world for Skyrim 5 for PC, and they were looking for people, and I did my voice without any program, and they picked me for it.
That is awesome. And
there was actually supposed to be another thing happening too. That was an audio thing, which was called Freddy Freaker. And this is like something from the 80s that was a commercial about a 1-900 number. Some guys were going to write a script on creating this character's voice for him because he never had a voice. I actually created a voice for him, but the guy who originally made the thing from the 80s for the commercial told us to hold off. So these people decided to just get rid of it. They didn't want to have anything to do with it anymore. But if you type in Freddy Freaker, you'll find him online. But I did the voice. Hi, everyone. I'm Freddy Freaker. I created that, but it never went anywhere because the guy originally created the commercial told us not to put anything out there.
Huh. Interesting.
It would have been awesome.
So you weren't able to put it out?
No, but my voice was actually put out there. I made a little video for it with the picture that they had of the actual creation of the guy drawn out. But since the guy told us not to do anything, we didn't really write anything for it.
Okay.
But on castingcall.club is where I first started doing voice acting for, and a lot of my stuff is on there still. Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm really impressed with your voice work. I had no idea that. I mean, I knew you were a great vocalist, but this is the voiceover stuff you're doing is another level because you do so many different voices. So, I mean, that's pretty.
I don't know, man. I think it all started when I was younger, man. Doing this voice acting, even back in high school, I was doing the. Pretty cool. Hey, Mordecai. I was doing that stuff back in high school, man.
Yeah, and you still got it. That is incredible. That's really spot on.
So if my judge is listening, anybody out there famous, Portland, anybody, I'm out here.
Man, dude, we really got to get your voice out there some more. That's incredible.
You really want to hear something amazing?
What's
here,
that?
I want you to meet my little brother.
Hi, my dad says he does something cool. His name is Dravin. This is pretty cool.
Shut up. Yeah, how good's that?
Dude, that's...
Hi, Mordecai. This is pretty cool. I just want to hang out with everybody. I just don't understand why. I'm in a metal band. This is cool.
Whoa, listen. Do you have your own? I mean, do you have your recording equipment at home to do projects with?
Kind of still, yeah. It's just a little hard to since I had to move into a small studio apartment.
Yeah.
At the house, turned into an apartment. So it's kind of hard when the wife is playing video games.
Yeah, I got
she
you.
took over my PlayStation and Xbox.
So, you know, there's something that's real simple, like just that you could use on a PC. Have you heard of Audacity?
Yes, I was using that for a while. I'll tell you one thing, Audacity is not really that good of a program. It might be for some people, but not all. But when it comes to voice acting, it picks up everything, even if you try to do noise cancellation. Adobe Audition is what I use. They have a free one, but then you have to pay for it later, which is really good. And also, it depends on your microphone, too. If your microphone picks up a lot of background noise, it's not that good.
Yeah. Well, my microphone definitely picks up a lot of background noise. It picks up pretty much everything, but that's fine with me because I like the lo-fi effect on a lot of stuff, so I don't care about.
You like the all natural, just like the records, man. It's best to have a record player when you have that little noise.
Yeah, I like the noise, and I like to hear airplanes flying by and wind blowing and the rain and
or crows.
Yeah, whoa! So you can even do some crows and
I have to do sound effects too.
And blackbirds that you got over there where you're at in the cemetery, dude.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff over here in the cemetery area in Pompano.
So, have you ever? I mean, so this place that you said that you submit your voice acting to, what is it called?
It's called castingcall.club.
Oh wow! And are you still
utilizing
it?
You can find me on there. It won't be always Dravin. It'll actually be the name I go by, which also on my Xbox, PlayStation, all these video game apps I use, it's called Sith Lord Till Death.
Yeah.
You do the TIL and DETH. You'll find me. I also did Sonic the Hedgehog plush toys that these kids had, which they made a video of. I did like 2 episodes before I had to step down and they took their old actor back. If people remember Sonic the Hedgehog, no way, man, this is cool. I'm going to get out of here. Whoa, hey, what's up?
Dude, what the hell? You just have some serious talent, man. It's, I mean, I already knew that because long before I heard the album Serpent and the Storm that you did with Waters of Antarctica, I heard, the Captain Corvus stuff and Optimistic Fox. And I was just blown away. That must have been, it had to be, I was in China when that came out, I think.
Yeah, you were actually in China because if I remember, I did that 3 years ago.
Like 3 years ago, yeah. About 3 years ago. And then a little bit, yep, that's right. And I was there for 4.5 years. The last run. I went there for 4 months, then came back to the U.S. for a year, and then went back out for 4.5 years about. And yeah, so I just, this is just incredible. Like, such a talent needs to be recognized. I mean, I was just telling, a few people, I'm just so fortunate to know so many, like, super talented people. And I feel like, so I have this thing, you're the first person that I'm telling this right now, but I have something called, that I created called social proof formula. And I believe that if when I talk to my friend Robert Woods Ledoux about it, and maybe a few other people, that by using this thing called social proof formula, I actually used it before, but I didn't tell the people that I was working with what it was called, and it yielded some pretty incredible results as far as not just like, people are always online for likes and loves and comments and stuff like that, and that's cool. Certain type of engagement is okay, but what really matters is when you get like true engagement, as in people are they're buying and or attending, events and things like that where they become paid patrons of what you're doing rather than just, followers. Like there was something I was listening to not too long ago about, I think it was, I was watching a documentary about Cannibal Corpse, and it was their 20th year anniversary. It was on YouTube actually, and they were talking about how some band, they went to go play a show somewhere, and they got mad at the promoter and said, "How come we're not getting paid more?" And I was like, "We have 2 million followers on Spotify or whatever," and they're like, "Yeah, but you only sold 15 tickets." Like, you don't get paid from Spotify through us. You get paid by, how many people buy tickets to attend your show. And that's what a lot of people don't realize is that unless there's a direct way to monetize your followers through, how many click-throughs through advertisements that you have, you don't get paid that way, like for a show, unless they come to the show and buy tickets or pay for, different things like Patreon stuff that you have set up, which is one of the reasons why, it's so difficult sometimes to get people to, even people that and people that that say that they're your friends or family or whatever, for some reason, maybe they're not into what it is you're doing, but some people just can't get past the point where they fully support you for something, where they won't buy your albums or listen to your stuff or spread the message about what you're doing at the very least. And so, one of the tactics that I've taken to, which I didn't want to do for a long time, was I started doing, I don't know what you call it, but it's like forced advertisement, So, when people want to listen to my podcasts, like this one or any of the other ones that I do, there's going to be an advertisement in the beginning. Maybe, and depending on how long it is, there might be some in the middle of it, breaking it up, and then there's going to be some at the end. And that's just the way that sometimes you have to do it, especially if you're reaching out to a cold fan base, meaning if you're creating stuff and you're sending it out to people that you don't know because your friends and family aren't actively supporting you in that way, you have to put it on platforms that directly pay you through advertisers, and so anyway, that's one of the things that matters. But with the formula I created called Social Proof Formula, it actually causes people to want to become active, paying, listening patrons who will tolerate the advertisements and all that stuff. But we'll talk about that some other time because it's actually pretty cool. And
it sounds really cool. It sounds like something that would somebody sees something and somebody wants it.
Yeah,
kind of feel to it.
Dude, it's pretty incredible. When I explain it to you later off air, you'll understand the concept.
I think it's kind of funny though that you were talking about Cannibal Corpse.
Why is that?
Because you're saying something about Cannibal Corpse. But here's something about you if you know Cannibal Corpse really well, which I know you do. Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, man.
What is his one favorite video game?
Oh, darn.
He has it tattooed on his arm.
Yeah, isn't it Skyrim?
No.
I don't.
He loves World of Warcraft.
World of War. Oh, that's right. He was talking about that in the documentary. I only said Skyrim because you just mentioned it earlier, so it was in my head.
I know.
But
because it's stuck in your mind when someone says something, it stays in your head.
But World of Warcraft, he actually was talking about that in the documentary. The documentary is like 2-something hours long, and like 20 years of Cannibal Corpse. You know what's interesting? I don't know if you recall, but we rubbed shoulders with all those guys because they were down in South Florida playing a lot of shows. So we got to be on stage with Cannibal Corpse, and like they even mentioned. Do you remember Jimmy and the guys from Brutal Mastication?
Dude, I remember them, yes, because my buddy Scott was supposed to go drum for them at the time, and when the singer left, they were trying to get me to sing for them, but it never happened.
Brutal Mastication. What's funny, Jimmy So in the movie, because Cannibal Corpse was in the movie Ace Ventura, and and there's a scene in there where a guy does a stage dive, and it's Jimmy who's the singer for Brutal Mastication, and it's so funny.
I remember that
because like our community was so tight knit. I remember right down the street from where I lived on 41st Street in Oakland Park, like my house opened up the door and it went right to a park that was right there, and just walking down the street to the little warehouse district over there. I remember one day I was walking back. I don't know if it was from school or from some friend's house or whatever, but there was a warehouse open and there was a band playing. And I went in and there was a guy playing bass and he was singing on the microphone and they were just jamming. And I was just like, hey, can I get on the mic? Like, sure, rock out. And I got on there and just started going off. And they were like, man, that's pretty badass. Like, they're like, keep on going, brother. And like, they were just jamming out, working out some songs. And it happened to be none other than Malevolent Creation. Like, one of like the old school, super hard death metal bands. So I got to, warehouse scream with Malevolent Creation. And they're some of the early, pioneers of that old school South Florida death metal, even though I think they also came from New York, where Cannibal Corpse originally is from Buffalo. But man, so many bands that we Deicide.
Dude,
I mean, it's just crazy.
There were so many bands that in South Florida that should have went places, just like Acrimonium should have went places. Look at Sickness, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. Sickness was an awesome fucking band. I'm still friends with everybody from that. And then you had Incessant Torment, dude. Yeah,
Incessant Torment was pretty dope too. But you see, I kind of screwed that up just because I was pretty wild and I did a lot of fucked up shit. And I just and then because of that, some people made up some shit about me that caused some rifts so that they were like, okay, we're dismissing you from the band Acrimonium. I'm like, all right, man, and I never got back with him, and it sucks because Acrimonium was pretty fucking dope, man. Some critics say, oh, it's they had a played out formula. I just loved it. I loved jamming with them. It was great, but I was stupid, and I didn't hold it together like I should have. There were certain things that we should have done that we weren't responsible for, like me and Doug Humlack, unfortunately he passed away. That's so crazy, dude. He got hit by a car just stepping off a curb at a bus stop. That's like a shitty way thing, man. It's like he was such a great guitar player in Acrimonium. He was a good friend, just a really cool dude.
Awesome friend, dude.
Yeah, man.
Me and him used to hang out back in the day. We used to just chill at my house, drink a few beers, watch wrestling, talk about Mankind.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you remember, there used to be an old AM station down here that used to play stuff, and me and him both used to call up all the time, and we'd get our names on there. He'd be like, hey, I'd like to get JR up there, I want Dravin to have some songs. We want this thing called, he would always do that.
Yeah, dude, he was so funny. He was like such he reminded me of like if kind of like a Ozzy Osbourne in a way. He was like such a stone. He was like such a stoner kind of guy. Like a stoner heavy metal guy.
So, and he had a big heart, dude.
Yeah, he did, man. He was the best. He was just so awesome and such a great guitar player. Yeah, I definitely miss him. And
dude, you remember we were supposed to start a band. It was
Fester. Yeah.
It was me, you, and him, dude.
Yeah, man.
It would have been awesome.
Fester, you wither away. Fester. Yeah, man. But him and we did have another side band. It was called Evil Fetus, and it was me, him, and my brother Jay played bass, and Doug and we went back and forth from playing. We switched playing guitar and drums and vocals. So sometimes I would play guitar and do vocals, and then sometimes I would do drums and do vocals, and sometimes he would play drums and vocals, and vice versa. He would do guitar and vocals, and while my brother Jay basically stayed on bass. But it was crazy, man.
And you guys had that sick Christmas song too, man. It was like a bloody sour Christmas song.
Yeah, man, it was just nuts. But you know, the thing is, I'm glad that you never gave up making music. I mean, even to this last song, When the Light Burns Bright, and the album that you did, you know, Serpent in the Storm with Waters of Antarctica is pretty dope.
Well, if you check out our YouTube channel, we actually have a couple of songs that were supposed to be on our second album that never went out, which was Noble Quest. Noble Quest is a song that's kind of like if you took like Lord of the Rings style stuff, and you get, instead of having like, you know, the elves and all that, you had like pirates and Vikings slaying their way, which is the Serpent.
Yes.
He's like the king. So we had to go to his castle. So I wrote this whole song for the second album. Then we had this one called Rise from the Grave, which is like old school death metal, which reminds me of shit that you used to do and other people used to do. So if you look at our YouTube channel, you can check it out. And we also have called Book of Spells.
You got to hear. Did you listen? I sent it to you on Facebook. I know sometimes you're busy, but did you get to hear?
Oh yeah, dude, the song that you did.
Not the black metal one, but the one that I call. Oh, what the heck is this? The one that I'm calling Celestial Cauldron. The one that we did.
Yes.
Yeah. That thing is it's like I said, it's just a demo, but I mean, I'm pretty happy with the way that it came out.
Hey, whatever happened to the song that me and Phil sent you a long time ago that you were going to write lyrics for?
I was in China and I just never. I still have it. It's something called Temple, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't get some songs. I totally like just fall right into, but I guess I don't know. I was just so busy traveling, and I was with Floor, and we were just doing a lot of stuff, and I never put down enough roots to get into it. And I think I'm not sure. I think that you might have sent that song to me after she died, and I think that's why I wanted it. And I don't think I got into it. I just, you know, I just started self-medicating, and all I was doing was just, I had a dark room with blackout curtains, and all I would do was just drink as much as I possibly can to go to sleep, and just.
Trust me, we all have our dark passengers, bro.
And just, so I'm on the wagon right now. I'm trying to, you know, just stay straight edge for a little while as much as I can. I know that's going to be ups and downs in life, but right now I just need to be on a clear path to get certain things done. But it's pretty, you know, it's not the best of feelings to have, but I just, you know, a lot of things come really kind of easy to me, and I just have to get back into that flow and just make a lot of things happen, and just kind of right now just stick to focusing on my goals so that I can then create that freedom again. Like, you know, the main thing to do is build. I got to get a property. It doesn't have to be very big, but someplace that'll be a home base where I can build a studio. And that's basically, it's going to just be a multimedia studio, and that's all I'm going to do is just keep creating from there. Just like, you know, everything will come from there. The music, I'll be able to actually create better videos, because right now the videos that I'm creating for songs are just like I remember I made a video. It was just like 30 minutes of me following these cockroaches fighting each other, and yeah, it was so weird. There these cockroaches in the Mojave Desert in California, outside of like a Motel 6.
Are you sure you weren't hanging out with Joe from Joe's apartment?
and they were just fighting each other, cockroaches. And just other stuff of me just like filming the ceiling, or like just some random stuff. Like every once in a while when it was snowing in Virginia, I just went outside and just filmed the snow. And so I just put that as the background of the Veil of Chains by Celestial Cauldron song, the demo song I did. So but it's because it's all things I can just do from a mobile device. And so I'm kind of patching between like low tech and high tech. You know, I'm using equipment but I'm not using it to its fullest capacity. But I kind of like that because my style has always been that like dirty, raw, like field recording type of style, you know? It's like...
Well, how about this, you know, since we're talking about songs? Let's talk about how you credit me in there saying that you put it up there for me. FTW.
Oh, yeah, man. Fuck the world. I know you were going through some shit. So, yep. You know, I put up a one of the Fuck the World tracks just because I was like, you know what, this one's for you, Dravin. I know you ain't feeling so good right now.
I sit there and listen to it a lot, too, especially if I drink, if I'm at the bar or if I'm walking around the neighborhood drunk or hanging out in the cemetery. But sometimes I try to like picture, because you know how death metal is. Sometimes you can understand the vocals, sometimes you can't.
Right.
It sounds like in the beginning, besides you, I'm guessing hitting record, you're like, what the hell?
Oh yeah.
Because because the way the song is, and then I hear like a real low whisper. It sounds like it says under pressure, and it says can't take this shit. So damn annoyed. My mind's not at ease till my body's destroyed. Don't ask me what's wrong. I told you I don't know. Just give me some time
to regain my
control.
Hold on, this is it.
I'm gonna redo that song one day, dude.
Let's see. Hold on.
I want to do a cover of it. We should play that. That's actually a good song, man. People out there need to hear more of your stuff.
Yeah, here's just the end. Wait, let me see. Listen to this.
It's funny because at the end it's like, I put this here just for you.
Yeah, listen, it's right here. It's on the track. It said, I put this here just for you, Dravin. Hold on.
I put this here just for you, Dravin.
Yeah, right there.
I put this here just for you, Dravin.
Yeah, man. I know you were feeling it. And there were just a lot of things in there, like in the video is you see there's one of the pictures there is of a puppy. It was just a lot of shit, man. But yeah, man, it's just because, you know, we have some good history, like creative people. I feel like there's this new emergence coming up. And, like, I just got back here and cleared out a lot of things at the right time. And, you know, not everything happened in the way I would have liked for it to happen. But I just hate the whole idea, like, that everything happens for a reason. But, you know, one of the things, like, when I was freestyling the song, you know, Celestial Cauldron, or well, it's called Veil of Chains, the lyrics are crazy. Like it says, you know, within the darkness, my withered hand reaches in to grab onto the ancient veil of chains that have bound me to your sickness. And it says, you took away everything that meant anything to me. And then at the end, let's see, it says, you don't care about nothing. And if we are to submit, you try to make me submit by taking away everything that I love. And I said, fuck you. I bow to no one. I bow to nothing. I bow to no one, and I will never submit to you. So it's kind of like my note to the universe, to God, saying like that, like, I don't understand you. I don't understand what this whole place is about. It's like we make plans. Yeah, it's just...
See, that's the thing I remember, especially in high school, dude. I don't know if you still do it or not, but you used to carry, like, all of, like, your lyrics, your poetry, and everything in a briefcase.
Yeah.
And I remember reading your stuff, dude, back in the day. You kept that briefcase like it was like the secret, like, book of the Necronomicon or something. Like, don't touch my shit. You can't read it. The demons will follow you. But it's just something about it. Like, I remember times when we used to hang out, me and you used to drink, like, vodka and orange juice, dude. We used to go to Rocket Bowl when it was around. You know, we used to do crazy shit, dude. Like, I remember one time you let me read some of your shit. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Why are you not putting this in a book? And you're like, because everything is in my own mind. It stays locked up in my case and no one will ever find it. Like, all right. And now look at you.
Oh, soon enough I'll...
You're like, you transformed over all these years, dude. I met you back in 1995.
Yeah, man. It was good Lord, 1995. That, my friend, is what you call a long ass time ago. Isn't that like 27 years?
Something like that.
Wow.
What am I, like a mathematician or something? It's all math. Yeah. See, the crazy stuff is, I've put myself out there for voice acting. I've done it all. I even sent some stuff to like Hollywood. No one cared.
Listen,
but one day someone will. I'm 42 now, dude.
Well, that's why we have to do it ourselves. So, listen, it's never too late. And just because of what you just said, I wanted to do, I know a comedian. I did a couple of podcasts with him named Craig Spivak. He's out in California, and he does, he's a stand-up comedian. Anyway, I wanted him not too long ago to do like an improvised podcast where we did fake commercials, sort of like, how in the video game Grand Theft Auto, how they have radio stations and they play music and stuff like that. Well, I have a whole bunch of fucked up songs, right? I have all these weird ass songs that I recorded, and
so you like knew when to do something like that, kind of like, well, here we are right now. This is where Billy Bob's at. Well, I don't understand a damn thing this guy's saying. He's from this country. Where are you from, boy?
Well, I'm from England.
Everybody keeps trying to say something in every now and then, but he's changing the ways. What? I still don't understand what he's saying.
Well, just hold on quite a moment, gentlemen. I am from the Great Britain, the greatest of the great.
Hello. I am from England. From the Queen herself. She said that you are playing too loud of music.
Yeah, so just go off on like a rant of just making these crazy commercials, and like maybe some of them will be pre-scripted and some stuff we just improvise and just go off because you have all the voices for it, and I could just in the background I'll just be playing really low, just some weird ass songs that I created. Like I have all these really strange sounding songs, which to me they're not strange, but I know to other people they are. I was watching this guy named Finn McKenty on YouTube. Also, he has a channel called the Punk Rock MBA, and he does like a lot of he basically gives a lot of insight in his opinions and his commentary about like different things that are happening in music, like the history of music, what's happening in music now. So he's basically a music commentator, and one of the things he has this one thing, I'll send it to you and you got to look at it. But it's called like the Black Metal Masterclass, and he just talks about a whole bunch of black metal bands, but he gets into this certain type of black metal and it was funny because I had like a 3-hour conversation with my friend Robert Woods Ledoux, and he was talking to me about, because I had mentioned something about how I like to create music and like a lot of it's just freestyle, and I don't sometimes care about going back and making it perfect. And he was like, well, there's like this whole reemergence of music right now where like most of it is like he said most of it is just kind of like mostly tape hiss and like some music in the background. It's sort of like, remember back in the day when people used to do cassette trading, like people used to trade cassettes, and you'd have to like
hell yeah, dude.
email somebody, and they would look at their list and be like, oh, I have this, I have that. Oh, I don't have that one, and then they'd make a copy. And like after generations and generations of making copies, eventually the quality, but you'd still listen to it, be like, oh my god, this is so cool.
How you think I got acrimonium back in the day?
You know,
Melissa was selling your tapes, and I was just making copies of it for myself.
Yeah, man. And so, but there's like, but then Finn McKenty was talking about something called outsider music, where this outsider music was just like this black metal, where it was just so crazy bizarre. There was like noise and a bunch of stuff. It was just kind of like more like scary environmental ambient type of sounds. And anyway, I just thought that was really cool. And my whole thing is like, whether it's really super clean production like what you and Phil did with Waters of Antarctica and your album Serpent in the Storm, or my friend Robert Woods Ledoux, he makes super clean production, and I fuck it up with my freestyle and, you know, just totally outlier, outsider vocals. It doesn't matter. I think that if we just team up and again, we're going to plug in this thing that I call social proof formula and just create a network. Like, the thing is that we can actually create a stable, just build a lifestyle off of the stuff that we are doing without having to rely too much, not completely, on outside sources. Like, you know, because eventually when you do something enough, so-called Hollywood and the music industry will recognize you, as long as you just keep going and you never give up. And I haven't been focused. Like, I tried a bunch of different things and got sidetracked here and there with different stuff that I was doing. But with always continuing, though, to make music and to focus on just being myself and producing and publishing different kinds of media, regardless of, you know, the actual production quality of it, because what matters most is content. And people want to be entertained, and some people want to be educated, and some people want to be edutained. They want to be educated and entertained. And I believe that, you know, when people work as a team and just use the time that they have and put stuff together and just keep putting it out there, it's going to get recognized. I've already noticed that with the stuff that I'm doing, that I just started creating something, and all of a sudden, you know, I was getting 3,000 downloads a week all of a sudden. And I'm almost at right now, and it hasn't been that long when I restarted my, I'm almost at 100,000 downloads now. I'm something like 95,000 downloads of my podcasts. But, you know, and I've made a tiny little bit of money from it, and it went up for a little bit. Like, people started downloading a lot, but then I started talking, and people were like, oh, fuck this guy. We don't want to hear his voice. We just want to hear his audio creations. But I don't care, because I just have to stick to doing what I want to do. Like, I want to talk to my friends like you and do interviews, and just everybody. You guys have such interesting lives. Like, we've just done so much stuff, and we've had ups and downs, and like, just the fact that you're sitting there in kind of near obscurity where people should know more about you, and you have such fucking crazy amazing talents. Like, I'm just blown away. Like, just in the past, the people I've spoken to in just the past couple of days just are exploding with talent. Like, my friend Emmy Gu Yihong from China, she's in New England Conservatory of Music right now, and I met her singing at a place in China. And then my friend Robert Woods Ledoux and Craig Spivak, and like, you guys, it's just like, just the people I've just spoken to just recently are just like, it's just incredible. Like, you guys are mad geniuses.
And everybody's gone through their personal demons, are still fighting them. Like, I'm still fighting my demons.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but in 2007, I split my own wrist straight to the bones and survived.
That I did not know.
No, and life's a struggle right now, especially the way the economy is. You know, I'm working a job that doesn't pay me that much, but I'm paying a really expensive studio apartment.
Yeah.
I'm paying $10.30 a month, man, and I've gone through so much stuff, but the only thing I can think of is just keep going until, I don't know, my last breath, or something good pops up for me.
Yeah, it's been...
But I believe everybody has their own personal demons, and everybody in this world is struggling. A lot of people take it for advantage because they just want, people to be like, oh, hey, yeah, you're something's wrong with you, so I'm just going to give you all the attention.
Right.
Nobody really looks for attention. That's why everybody out there, even everybody listening to your podcast, everybody has talent. Even though we might not be going anywhere right now, everybody can do music. Anybody can do voice acting. Hell, I'm also a cook. I tried it with my own restaurant. I did a pop-up restaurant called Creek.
I do know about that.
So, and only reason why I made that restaurant because a close friend of me and you, Mark, passed away, man.
Yeah.
He went by Pinhead.
I know.
And he's the guy who did the skull in my hand and split my tongue.
Yeah.
So, everybody struggles. But I believe everybody out there's got something in them, all the talent. It's just trying to get out there or too afraid to.
Yeah, some people, I guess, are too afraid to, but that's the thing that we can do, working as sort of like a collective, and that's what the social proof formula that I'm talking about is based on, that I know that as we work together and create a solid network that supports each other just with time and with sharing is like a big part of it, we're going to create something explosive that is going to be like a nuclear bomb on the scene, and which is self-contained. Like, just take, for example, look at Joe Rogan. Now, yeah, he has been a comedian on stage for a long time, and he became a commentator for UFC. So then when he started doing his podcast, he already had a lot of attention from these different places. He was on Fear Factor, he was a stand-up comedian, and a UFC commentator. So he had all three of those things going for him, that at least two of them, being a UFC commentator and being on Fear Factor, were mainstream, mainstream kind of like famous and mainstream, popular. But he built it, and now he's like the most listened to person on earth, all because he just kept on doing what he was doing, and all he did was talk to interesting people and have conversations with them. He just asked people to come on a show and talk to them and found out what they were about, and created his own little collective, created his own little universe, to the point where Spotify was like, hey, we want to have you exclusively on our platform, because when we do, they get all the advertising revenue, and they get to pay him for it because they know that so many people are listening to this guy. And so the point is that in such a way, we as a collective can grow something like that. I mean, dude, just based off of your talent alone, it's just, man, I know it's hard with like the stuff you're going through, and it's difficult with me too. I'm not set up in a studio the way that I would like to. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of crap going on around me that I would rather not be disturbed by. But it happens. But I'm doing it anyway. Like I'm just like, F it, and because, I mean, what choice do we have? We have to.
We're just taking it one step at a time, dude. That's all we're all doing out there. If we have to do what we got to do, it's just like the old saying, how do you eat an elephant?
Yeah.
One bite at a time.
Yeah, one bite at a time.
So each day, even though you don't have your full studio the way you want, you have noise background, just like I'm outside by the cemetery. I got birds, cars, everything.
And I actually like that.
So that we can...
I actually, to a certain extent, I like that. Like, as long as it's just like background noise, I'm fine with it. But, if we weren't able to hear each other, that would be a different story. But I sort of like that whole, like, international war news correspondent feeling about things. Like I said, I like field recordings. I like them to be, just enough high tech so that everything can be clear enough for people to understand, but low tech enough for people to also know that it's real and raw. So I like that about it, and I don't think that I will change it very much, even when I have, better equipment. So
yeah, still having the, like you call it, the ambient style.
Yeah, I like
the outside noise and stuff. Actually helps too, because it also helps you focus a little bit, because it's just like beat patterns.
Yeah.
When you have the waves going and stuff, people make like noise and then they have waves, and it bounces back and forth. It helps keep you relaxed, and it also helps keep you focused at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I've created dozens of recordings like that, of these binaural beats with simulated ocean waves and different sounds in the background. So I definitely know.
Oh, and I've listened to a lot of those too when I'm either on the bus going to work,
yeah,
or if I'm walking around going to public somewhere.
Yeah, I just it's just, no matter what, like, I started doing those because they intrigued me because of my background with hypnosis, but also because it was the one thing that I could do that didn't require a microphone. And I was like, I just have to create. And I was like, I have to create something. And I have to create something useful, or at least entertaining. I just need to give. Like, I'm a producer. I just need to produce stuff. I don't know why I have that urge, but it's just, I just need to all the time. So, but yeah, let me see here. I want to play a little bit of Fight, Fight, Fight. I'm going to play it over the mic here because I like this song. Let's take a listen to here. You said it's one of your favorite tracks, so we're gonna check that out.
Definitely one of my favorites. Good drinking song.
That's sick. We have Odin by our side.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lord Odin.
it's just so great, dude. The lyrics are great too. You know, across the sea to distant land, raging war, fight, fight, fight. Oh man, it's such a great track. I mean, the soundscapes are awesome. The keys and everything like that. Those open ambient sounds that Phil created in that space. I mean, it's pretty incredible. And I'm gonna definitely so in the podcast, I'm definitely gonna, in the show notes, there's gonna be links to the Bandcamp where people can get that album, and also I'm gonna put the links to. So I saw you have Dravin Knight Productions. Is there?
Yes, that's for my Captain Corvus. That's more towards my project.
Yeah.
That I'm going to be doing with that.
Right. So. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link there too, so that whenever you also put up anything else, people will be able to see it whenever it comes out. But at least the links will be there for history, and where people will be able to access the album "Serpent and the Storm" that you did for the band Waters of Antarctica with Phillip Bower. So yeah, that's just amazing stuff, man. But I know that now that I'm back here and I have the objective to just stay settled, we're gonna figure out a way to make some cool stuff happen. Like, I just feel like no matter what, not so much doing it because you know what, the part that has already been figured out is that as long as we keep creating and putting stuff out there, people will hear it, and it doesn't have to be like the traditional what people have thought before about like record labels and movie deals and all other stuff like that. We need to be creating for the art itself, and there are already systems in place to monetize it, to profit from it, if you just allow it to happen. That you can that are DIY, that are do it yourself, which is like what I'm doing now, and everything that I'm doing right now is all entrepreneurial, because building up my kickboxing classes, I have to do that on my own. I have to get my own clients. All the same thing with personal training. It's not a job. It's basically there's a space, there's a gym, and I get clients that happen to be members there, but I still have to pay them a fee to be able to train those clients on their, on their property. So everything I'm doing is just building myself. And just like with the podcast, when it goes out there, when it gets marketed, when it gets promoted, when people hear it, I have to do it all myself. And and that's fine, because, there are systems in place where you can basically just record, publish, and you can automatically monetize it. And, it may not make a whole lot of money at first, but I found that just being persistent, you can grow anything. You just have to do it, that's all. And, the things that you did before, you did a few collaborations, so you can already see these things can't be done in a vacuum. It's not always being done by yourself.
Nope. That's like anything. Music, voice acting, everything nowadays can be done over the internet and sent to people. So I can collaborate with you. I can send music to other people, voices to people. It's not that hard anymore these days. It's not like it used to be.
Right. That's what made me gravitate towards the internet early on, in like 1992 or 3 or something like that. Whenever it was made publicly available, I was all over it. Because that's when I started putting my poems and haiku and stuff online, and then shortly after that, I started burning my own CDs, and it was like around 1998, I started burning my own bootleg CDs and just giving them to people, because at that time I was like, oh, I can make my own CDs. There's a thing called a CD burner, and I can just put. So it's the point now where now we don't have to rely on physical medium anymore. The only physical thing we need is a mobile device, a laptop, and you can just send the files, and without having to take up any space. So what else? I mean, so now you've got a new job. I know you just moved into a new place because a lot of things changed up. Do you have any specific thing that you want to start creating in the immediate future? Like, did you have any plans of something that you wanted to do?
Well, I'm trying to sit down and start writing actual movie scripts. I got a couple of them I'm trying to work on right now. One of them is about like young teenagers trying to start a band, and their music's not all there. It's not that great. So what they do is they go to the cemetery. It's gonna be a horror style like kind of music, but they go to a cemetery. They find this like really death metal, black metal style gothic singers like Gravestone, his band. Their music was so hard that their lyrics that they wrote were actual real life stuff they were doing. They were going out there murdering people and all this stuff. It's gonna be crazy, and it's all in my head, just trying to get it written the way I want it.
Sounds like mayhem.
And as a writer, it takes a while. But what they do is they go to the cemetery, they do a little seance, and the one kid that thinks I'm a great singer, I know I can do this, ends up becoming the actual killer himself, and his whole band members, everybody. And then later on, he ends up doing what the original singer did and murdering all of them.
Wow. Well, that should be interesting. I know that you can put it together quite well. One step at a time, like you said. How do you eat an elephant? I don't want to eat an elephant, though. I like elephants.
It's just a thing.
I know, but I like to change.
Okay. How do you eat a human? One bite at a time.
Cannibal Corpse.
Hannibal Lecter.
I like to change certain sayings. Like there was this one saying that says, kill two birds with one stone. I changed it to feed two birds with one seed. But sometimes you got to kill a bird, like a chicken or a turkey or whatever, to feed yourself. So I get it.
Unless you're vegetarian, vegan, which is no problem.
Yeah, well,
I have friends that are that. So
I tried that out for a little while. It didn't work for me. I actually thrive more on almost zero carbohydrate. Well, carbohydrates only from fruit and vegetables, and mostly meat. My body gets really thin, lean, and strong from that. But what about so writing movie scripts are long form, and that takes a long time. Do you have any shorter term projects or anything that you plan on doing?
Kinda. I was just thinking about like one day just writing a little like silent film style, and just like I guess just being myself, me only doing it. It's really hard to find people to actually help you. I've asked friends of mine to record themselves, like doing some weird stuff that I can make like a silent film and try to like link it all together, but a lot of people don't want to be on camera. That's the problem these days.
Yeah, that's really funny about a lot of people, because they don't want to be on camera and put themselves out there to do something creative, but there'll be these keyboard warriors who just type a bunch of bullshit and insult people, and it's like, yo, why don't you just create something instead of being, this vile critic that, it's much better to create something and let people criticize you rather than being the critic. I think it's so much better to be the criticized critic. To be the criticized creator than to be the creator of criticism. I just made that up.
I really think that most people nowadays are just afraid because they're afraid to, that word canceled. They're afraid of getting canceled no matter what they do in their life.
Well, I get that.
They gotta understand.
Because I kind of got underground kind of canceled. But what were you saying? Sorry, I cut you off.
Well, no, it's just crazy with the way the world is. You know how it was back in high school with us. It feels like high school as an adult, because everybody's got to criticize somebody for one thing or another, it's the same thing with voice acting. You can't do a certain voice anymore, or you get told that you're that problem. You know, it's hard to do things nowadays.
Yeah, I still say fuck it all.
It's still kind of hypocritical, though, when most people that say you can't do this, they go off and do that too.
Right.
They're hypocrites.
But that's why you got to say fuck it. And again, you know, I remember, so I was just making these binaural beats and these vibrational sound tones, and I was talking about aliens and metaphysics and all this other stuff like that, and my downloads like skyrocketed through the roof, where it was just it was getting pretty crazy. And then I just started doing a little tiny bit about like COVID. Like I talked about COVID, and I talked about the Joe Rogan thing, and then I made one commentary podcast about it, called Joe Rogan and the Planet of the Niggers, because it was like people were saying that he was racist, and so I just addressed it. But as soon as I started doing that stuff, my downloads like just dropped. Because
oh my God, did you just hear what he said? That is fucked up.
But it's not even.
No, I can't believe it.
But it wasn't. It was started before that podcast. It was just because I was just like, yo, people are brainwashed, and I broke down using psychological science about like how people were just jumping on the bandwagon for no reason. And so that, in a way, that's how people will cancel you, is that they were just like, well, we're just going to stop supporting that person. We won't download anymore. We're going to go somewhere else. But I'm just like, but this is who I am and this is what I do, so I'm not going to stop. So I just continued, and then I started interviewing and talking to people, and now it's back on the rise again. Because, you know, I just had to establish another podcast, which was just me talking to people, because I was like, this is something that I want to do. I'm back in the U.S. now. I don't have to fight through the firewall from China anymore, and I have easier access, and I want to talk to my friends. I want to talk to people I care about, the people I love, and the people that I miss, and the creatives, and all these people. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to talk. And so now it's, you know, it's doing okay, because now I established that already, and I'm still doing my meditation recordings and other stuff like that. So it's just like, people deal with it. This is who I am. You just got to deal with it.
Well, I guess I know who your two next guests are going to be. One is going to be Dave Chappelle. That is sick. And now Joe Rogan. Hey, everybody, how's it going? This is Joe Rogan.
Nice.
I'm going to be on Hakeem's podcast, so check me out. I'm going to be with Dave Chappelle.
That would be cool. I mean, I'm already. It's already. The funny thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is that all you have to do is reach out, because you know that if you keep taking aim and you keep just putting output, and you just ask, you're like, hey, can I talk to Dave Chappelle, or whether it's Dave Chappelle or whether it's Dave Grohl, you know, whether it's, you know, Joe Rogan or Jack Black. It doesn't matter if you just keep putting the feelers out there.
Snyder.
Right. Anybody, as long as you put it out there and you keep on, eventually somebody's going to be like, yeah, I'll come on your little unknown podcast. And then that's how it goes. And then it just builds from there, because, and that's the thing, like the reason why it started growing again is because I started interviewing and just having conversations with my friend Craig. And then he shared it with his people, like, hey, I was just on this podcast. And then I talked to somebody else, and like, hey, I was on this. So now it's those two people who are looking at it to listen to their friend who shared it with them. And then a third person, and then they're like, hey, check this out. And then a fourth, and a fifth, and a sixth. So now there's 6 people who are telling everybody, hey, I'm on this podcast, check it out. You know, and so it just keeps on building like that. And so I'm not concerned about, you know, there's something that from a recording from 1956, this guy named Earl Nightingale, he's like,
oh man, hell yeah.
The strangest secret, he's like, just don't compete, just he's like, you don't have to compete, just create, build, work, dream, create. And so, and I know it's hard sometimes, man, I know, but And a lot of people won't believe in you. And a lot of people, like especially friends and family, dude, like they're the worst sometimes because they feel like even though they may not be creating or doing anything like this themselves, they're just like, oh, that's just JR, that's just Dravin, that's just Mordecai, that's just Hakeem, whatever, you know, it's just, I know him. And so they don't listen, they don't support, you know, they may support.
It's just a phase.
Yeah.
You'll grow out of it.
They may support in other ways. Like, definitely I have a lot of support right now, like from my sister, you know, she does what she can, she's busy with her life, but for the most part, most of my family either just does not have the mindset to, or they're going through their own struggles where they can't, or for whatever reason. So everything is what's known as like cold market. It's just people I don't know, and I don't really have relationship with it. Like who are these 3,000 people a week who are downloading my podcast? I don't know. You know, it's like most of them. I'm sure
3,000 people that are actually now becoming a Kai follower.
You know, so that's it. Like I don't know, and that's fine. But that's it. That's all we have to do. So.
Well, you know what they say. You know what they really say. They say for people to believe in you, you got to believe in yourself.
Exactly.
If you don't believe in yourself, then you're sending out negativity.
Right.
If you don't have positive, you're not going to have anything good in your life.
Exactly. You got to have the ups and downs, and I know that there's got to be a balance. Okay, so you talked about, so you want to do some long form stuff, like write movies, and then you want to do like some short silent film stuff, right?
Yes.
What about music?
I would love to get back into music and start doing music. It's really hard to when I don't have the software programs anymore.
Yeah.
I used to have FL Studio where I can make my own guitars and beats.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of funny talking about that because Sympathy of a Vampire, which is Vampire I call it, I actually wrote 2 tracks on my YouTube channel that I made myself.
Okay.
One of them's like a death metal style, like the old black metal kind of Cradle of Filth almost, with a little bit of goth, and another one is kind of like the old Marilyn Manson, Spooky Kids kind of style.
So where is that? Because I don't see that on Dravin Knight Productions. Is there another channel?
Yeah, it's actually the actual Sympathy of a Vampire channel.
Okay.
Back in I would move everything over. I might have to figure out how to do it because my channels, when you don't change your email back in the day when it was Yahoo, and it has to be Gmail, you don't have those rights anymore. YouTube does.
Interesting. Okay. We have some interesting ambience right now. Someone's decided to mow the lawn. It might be actually the lawn in front of my house right now.
I really don't hear it.
Well, my microphone picks up everything. So.
Everything is in your head.
Yeah, so. Okay, good. I see Sympathy of a Vampire. I'm gonna. Gotcha.
Type it in. You just show me on that. One of the black metal songs.
Oh, I'm already
Massacre of the Innocent.
I'm already subscribed to that, and I've already watched those videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just went to it, and I'm already subscribed to it from my my music YouTube channel. So yeah, I've already seen Sympathy of a Vampire, Never Too Far, and
I wrote all the tracks for that song, and I wrote the guitars, the drums, because I use Easy Drummer, but I had to create the beats and how it sounds.
Check this out.
I did the keyboards, everything. Same thing with Never Too Far is the name of the other song.
So I see Never Too Far and Messengers of the what is it? Innocence. So listen,
Massacre of the Innocent.
Oh, Massacre of the Innocent. So listen, I was listening to it, and I listened to it twice, and the second time or third time through, I stopped. So when I'm looking at it, the red bar is like part way through. So this is where it picks up. Watch, listen. I was listening to it. This is where it picks up from. Let's see where it starts. we bring it to you. Oh. So yeah, man. Dude, that is so crazy. So I know that you don't totally have all the software and stuff like that. There's a guy I named Jacob Lazat. He is a Creative Commons producer. He creates a whole bunch of music, puts the videos up on YouTube, and makes them available for sale, where there are common ones where everybody can buy for like $20. And once you buy them, you have the rights, not exclusive rights, but you have the rights, and anybody else who pays $20 to be able to use the tracks that he creates, mostly all in the metal genres. He has a few rap and hip hop beats, but you can use it as background music for your videos or for your podcast, or record your own vocals over it and release it as you wish. And then he also has ones where you can pay like $175 to $250 or something like that, where you get all the exclusive rights to it, that once you buy it from him, it's all yours and nobody else can use it, and you can do whatever you want with it. So far I've just gotten a couple of the $20 ones, and I'm just going to do like some mixtapes where I just do some vocals over it, just to, just to keep creative, just to keep going. And so that's like another option. But now that I reconnected with my friend Robert Woods Ledoux, oh man, and this guy is creating songs just based off of these AI produced album covers, band names, and song titles. It's like, it's on. We already did that one. And so there are so many options for us to create. And, fortunately I had at least a microphone and some decent headphones that I carried with me all around the world, because it's just something I couldn't do without making music or without using my voice somehow. So at least I have that, and a laptop computer and a mobile device, or at the very least I can broadcast and make something. Like the podcasting software I use, for example, is called Spreaker, and even with the free account, you get up to 15 minutes of recording time. And there's a lot you can do in 15 minutes. You can get on, you could be like, hey, my name's Dravin Knight, and this is a song that I created called Massacre of the Innocents. And that's it. And you play the song, and then you put it out there, and you make it available for people to download. And then the next day you're like, hey, I'm at Starbucks. Like, let's say if you were homeless, right? And you're like, and you have your mobile device, like, hey, I'm at Starbucks right now using the Wi-Fi, and I just wanted to let you know, my name is Dravin Knight, and this is Sympathy for a Vampire, and here's Never Too Far. And then you play the song, and then you put it out there, and then you leave the cafe and, go sleep wherever you... Just as an idea, like that's the...
I know the program you're talking about, because me and another guy I worked with, we were going to do stuff to help people make more money. And he's really good at financial stuff, like telling you about crypto and all that. We actually set up everything. I made a web page, and it never went through, so I wasted the money for a whole year. So I understand the site you're talking about. It's actually a good site.
Well, it's the one where we're broadcasting from now, and the one that you've listened to my recordings from. So, there you go.
Well, live from Pompano Beach, it is Mordecai!
I have to send you some interesting recordings of some stuff. There's a guy who, he just did like this crazy like voiceover. One day he just came over, he was all drunk, and he was drunk and stoned maybe, and he just came and did like some just ranting, and he just started ranting about like the song that I created, because so after September 11th, the buildings got hit. Exactly 1 week later, I released a song called Anti-Terrorist.
I remember that song. I heard it.
And
it's really awesome.
Thank you, sir. And he came over, and he was just doing like this strange commentary, and he called himself. He's like, "Welcome, my name is Willie Chirinito," but he was just drunken ranting and doing this stuff, and it was hilarious just because, you know, he was anonymous, and he was just on a microphone, and it was kind of new to him, so he was just like, I'm just gonna do this thing, and you know, he didn't care because, you know, nobody was gonna see his face. So listen, I'll actually play a little bit of it. It's just hilarious. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, people, you know, get too shy about stuff, but man, that lawnmower is going out there. Hold on. So here we go. Don't hurt buildings. I don't know what this guy. Here he goes. Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
Hello, and thank you for another broadcast of Willie Chirinito. And I am here with the man to talk about his new edition of his record, his LP, ladies and gentlemen, of Anti-Terrorist. If you are in your car right now, turn off your fucking car. Anti-Terrorist is here, and put your ear next to that stereo speaker, because you're gonna listen to him right now. His name, none other than the Anti-Terrorist himself. Now, hold on. We need to talk about that fucking 15-year-old kid, okay? If he ever fucking takes that little airplane and fucking runs into another building or any other shit ever happens again, I think they should fucking put bumpers next to skyscraper. What the fuck kind of a word? Skyscraper. Bumpers next to the skyscraper, so if the fucking little airplane hits it, if the airplane hits the bumper, it'll fly off or something. It can't be no more fucking buildings should be hurt. No more fucking buildings. Bumpers, yes. Okay? Or some fucking shit that the fucking buildings don't burn no more. Okay, I'm sick and tired. Sick and fucking tired of hearing all these fucking people talking about, I got an airplane. Yeah, what about if somebody takes that shit and slides it into a fucking building? Ha! God damn it! But now the anti-terrorist gets to speak his little ranting, because he's got the little ranting, but he does his ranting usually on the guitar here. But he's not going to do it on the guitar, he's going to do it in person. Live! Capoeira Jiu-Jitsu Master! Mr. Anti-Terrorist!
So, it's just ridiculousness, man. And the problem is that people are just too afraid to just be silly, like the people, or just put themselves out there, because like this one guy named Gary Vaynerchuk says, is that people are too concerned about what, you know, Fat Man 547 is
I know who he is.
Is gonna say or comment about on your stuff. And it's just like, man, like, do you really have the time? Like, are you really gonna make the mind space? I don't know. I mean, I know everybody's different, but like, it's just, you know, that's not something that we can, you know, that we should even be concerned about anymore. Okay, we got lawnmowers, and now we got fighter jets.
Hey, you know, it's kind of funny. Listening to that guy sit there and rant and talk was really cool. But to me, it sounds like he's got Satan in him. I think we need to take his soul back from the devil. Can we do that? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
No, I guess I can. Amen.
Amen.
I think we need to redirect the devil inside this man. And I'm sitting here doing this in a cemetery where people are actually with their loved ones looking at the ones cast. You know, it feels kind of awkward. Hello. Wow. Oh, man. It's such a great day today.
Yeah, it is a great day.
How is it there right now? Is it cold? Is it snowing?
It's a little bit
nipply out there.
It seems to be overcast. It did rain the past couple days before, but it's not right now, of course, because that's why that guy's out there lawn mowing his ass off.
Is it Hank Hill? Is Hank Hill outside?
Right.
You know. Hank Hill must be outside, right? Is that him cutting the grass?
Probably.
Oh, damn it, Bobby! Get your ass in here. Dad!
King of the Hill. Yeah, man.
Hey, you went to South Park at all?
I watched it here and there sporadically. I didn't get into it totally, but everything that I did watch, I thought it was good. I mean, I definitely enjoy some South Park. That's for sure.
Who's like one of your favorite characters, man? Is it Kyle? Is it Kyle? I know it's Kyle.
I don't know. Maybe.
You gotta kill Kenny! You bastards! Stay guys under him!
Respect.
Hey, take the baby! Take the baby!
Respect my authority.
You better respect my authority! I'll wait be here.
I also got into like SpongeBob and all that too.
I mean, again, I watched more South Park than I did SpongeBob, but I've seen SpongeBob, especially because, I had some younger people around me, nieces and nephews from time to time, and people that I know who had kids, so they'd be watching SpongeBob. And then there's also some people SpongeBob is not really a kid show. So a lot of people watch that.
Kind of not really, no.
Yeah, I'm actually more of a long form. I watch a lot of movies, and sometimes even I just have them on in the background. I'll be watching movies just because if I'm working, if I'm writing, like after I do a podcast, like after we finish our conversation, for example, I might have something on the background while I'm typing the show notes and putting together the links to your YouTube for Captain Corvus and for the links to Bandcamp for Waters of Antarctica. Specifically your album that you were on, Serpent and the Storm. Like that kind of stuff while I'm writing the show notes and just writing different things about our conversation before I publish it. I'll have something playing in the background because as you know, being a producer and creating things, sometimes just writing the text for stuff can take hours. So I just I know this. Yeah. And also I don't like to rush myself in a way, so I just put something on in the background and I just, get going doing it. So here's what I propose.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny you talking about movies because how you were talking about how you went to China and everything. That was something I always wanted to do when I used to do Kung Fu and Tai Chi with my old seafood, Doran Markowitz.
I remember Doran.
And I always wanted to go to China, and what really made me want to go there was, oh man, can you remember the movie I sent you that was kind of like...
Bro, you sent...
Kind of like how you were?
Iron and Silk.
Yes.
I showed
wonderful movie, great book.
Yes.
Wonderful movie.
I showed that to somebody that I met out there, and she was, she was surprised by it. She thought it was really good too. She was a local Chinese girl, and yeah, man, it was. So the first time I went to China, I was only out there for 4 months with Floor, and but you sent it to me before we went out there because I told you we were going to go to Hangzhou. We didn't end up going directly to Hangzhou. We were in a city that was 30 minutes away by train. But then we came back to the United States for a year, and we worked for a little while, and then went to California, and then flew back to China. And so the second time, we actually ended up living in the city of Hangzhou. And so, we were there, and we traveled all around different cities in China and different countries in Asia, all over the place there. And but yeah, that was a great movie when I saw that, and that what was interesting, just a few months after I arrived in China, that kung fu master that was teaching the guy in the movie, they were both the real people that the story was based on. So that was the actual kung fu master he trained with, and the guy in the movie was the actual guy who the movie was based on. And very shortly after that kung fu master, like just a few months, it was like a month or two after I arrived in China, he died in Canada. And I heard about that, and I was like, oh, that's really kind of sad. I was hoping that I would actually meet him now that I'm in Hangzhou. I didn't know he was in Canada, but anyway. So that was kind of sad, but, you know, that's such is life. I know it closer to my heart than I've ever known before now. But that's going to be a theme that I'm writing into a lot of the music that I'm doing, at least in the lyrics that I'm creating, because it's just something that I find that there's ways that I can express it differently when I create lyrics, and the sound that happens with my voice when I'm expressing certain things. So that's going to be, you know, the basis of a lot of stuff that I do coming up.
Well, it's kind of interesting too that how you're talking about like your music, your writing, and everything. Back when we were in high school, I was friends with some people off the internet from California, and their band was called Willow Wisp. It was Tony as a drummer, and my buddy Eric, who actually sang in that band, and his brother Glenn. And I'm still friends with them today, and they're doing their own thing. Eric actually is doing, he's got a band called Death Cryptopia, which if you go look on Spotify and YouTube and everything, he's got like that nice metal kind of goth sound to it.
Right.
And him and his brother are actually doing a podcast themselves on YouTube called the Gen X Bros.
Gen X Bros.
And he challenged me to the one chip challenge, but I decided we're going to do a live video of doing the Death Nut, which is supposed to be the hottest nut out there. So
yeah, man,
it's going to be great.
Yo, there's some pretty spicy stuff out there, man, that'll make you regret.
Well, I know. Dude, I eat Thai food, man. I used to work for a sushi place.
Bro.
A Japanese place.
We're
and
talking
it was run
about
by a guy that was from Thailand.
Beyond Thai food hot, man.
Oh, trust me, I know. I really want the Trinidad scorpion peppers. I want to make some more hot sauce again.
Trinidad has some interesting stuff. They also have the Scotch bonnet.
Scotch bonnets aren't too bad, man. Trinidad scorpion pepper is the same thing as the ghost.
Oh, that's the other one, the ghost pepper, yes. That is quite a formidable spice.
And I'm definitely a foodie. I love eating all kinds of food from everywhere.
And like you mentioned before, and I've seen you posting stuff, you've created some dishes. You're a chef as well.
I wouldn't call myself a chef, more of like a cook.
Okay.
A chef would be someone who actually has certification.
All right.
I have passion in food, but I don't create it like they do. I create my own. I'll take things from other continents, other countries, and create it in my own dish.
Well, of course. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I say chef, cook, whatever. You're a cook. I've seen that you have a passion for it, and that's another fantastic thing. I mean, there's so many things that you can do, and that's why, you know, sometimes when I saw you were down, sometimes I'm just like, man, you know, just hang in there, bud. You got so much stuff to offer to the world, you know, that so much stuff to offer.
Trust me, I remember times when you were down, and when tragedy happened for you, I was always there making sure you're okay, even though you were in China.
I appreciate that, man, and I'm still, I'm still the wounded warrior, but
still never got my booze from China.
Oh yeah, I gotta send that to you. I got something for you.
Speaking of that, did you hear about the guy who, I guess, opened up a bottle that he got that had a cobra in it, and it was still kind of alive through the liquid? It actually survived.
Whoa.
And it killed the guy. I think he killed the guy, or maybe he harmed the guy, and then he had to get anti-venom.
Wait a minute. Where was this?
Somewhere in the United States. He got it shipped to him. He got it for his, I think it was his son. And I guess he dropped the bottle and it, like, was alive still.
So this guy...
Then he got it imported.
It was in an alcohol bottle or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
I'm not quite... I just heard about it yesterday on YouTube.
Wow, that is... Huh. So, this guy had no idea.
No? Because the crazy thing is, no matter what kind of liquid it is, sometimes reptiles will be able to survive in it.
Maybe it was like a tequila, because there's some tequila that have scorpions in it.
Well, there was also a gin thing, too, that they had cobras in.
That's crazy.
Which is a thicker bottle that has, like, rope wrapped around it and a cork in it. And it's actually ginseng. Which ginseng is good for you. Ginger is even better. Even turmeric.
They all have their good qualities. So, I'm just wondering, man, like, I just think that eventually, you know, you're going to be able to create all kinds of really cool stuff, man, and I'm looking forward to that. So, you know, I just hope that we can also do something together. So,
oh yeah.
Anyway, what?
See,
yeah.
Like we were talking about comic books and me writing movies and stuff, and I was telling you about my one. I had an idea which would intertwine my audio comic book into a reality movie. I was talking to a few people in like chat groups and stuff on Facebook, kids that had tragedy and family, bullying, all that stuff, which I don't want people to think I'm part of the, society. I don't want to say the word because it's a stupid-ass word, but I've been talking to my friend Moses, who works at Publix, and my buddy Solomon, and I was telling them about an audio tell them about my audio comic book, and then I said, well, I want to make a real-life movie, and I had the idea, I have the name for the movie, all that. It's about a kid who is in a mixed family, a black and white family. His father is a cop, gets killed by this gangster guy, and he sees it happen in front of him. Kid grows up, goes in the military, hits an IED, and blows up his legs and one of his arms. So he's going to be pretty much done for it. He thinks he's done. And one of his heroes that he grew up with ends up getting killed. So he's through this tragedy as a teenager, becoming an adult. And this guy from another country, which I'm not going to say now because of the whole thing going on in this world, he is able to help him be able to be himself. So it would be kind of like a cyborg almost.
All right.
But not quite.
Yep.
And I was trying to make a new character because with the way the world's doing, and a few of the people I talked to even said the same thing. You know how Disney and Marvel and DC, they all want to reskin characters to make the world happy. Instead of recreating something new and something fresh, they want to take a name brand and turn it into that hero. Well, I created a guy. His name would be Bernard Thomas, and he's a young mixed black kid that wants to be able to be a hero, goes in the war after his dad dies, gets injured, and wants to become a superhero. And I have it all planned out. I've asked people about their backgrounds and everything, and I'm actually going to write this story because I think kids out there need to have a new hero, but I'm not going to have him have superpowers or be like Superman. I want him to be more realistic, kind of like Batman, but not rich.
Right.
Because today's day and age, nobody is really rich. And if you actually want to call somebody rich, I hate to say it, the poor people are more rich than we are. They have everything they want. They might be on the street, because I lived there for 2 years. They might be on the street, but they get iPhones. They get everything from the government. They get food stamps. Hell, they got health insurance now for them. But they don't want to work. But they found ways to be able to not pay anything and still be where they're at, still be happy. And there's a lot of people I know that are homeless that are happy. I live by the parts that people are happy at. But I think, like, if I create a character, I want something kids to be able to look at. And then if I make this movie, I want someone to be able to draw the comic book so that kids can keep reading about it and doing stuff about it, or write an actual book about it. Like you're saying about legacies continuing on. Once we're gone, we got to find something that continues on in our life. We got to have something that's like our legacy that's out there with our name on it.
Exactly. You just got to produce, and also not only just make all the digital stuff, but there have to be, like physical hard copy books, pamphlets, essays, things that...
Yeah, like transcripts.
Vinyl records, all kind of stuff like that. At least one needs to be put out there so it could be found later by, generations to come. Just so people can see that, if nothing else, just the diversity that's out there, and that they can just create whatever it is they want and express themselves. So...
And I think with everything going on in the world today, it seems like society is just trying to repeat what history is going through. We need to stop going back through history and back through time and push forward and create something for a new history, for new people, for people that are just born in this new generation. Instead of having them read something or recreate something over in movies, we keep remaking movies. We keep, redoing the movies. We've got to stop doing that. We got to create something new that people can look at and go, wow, this is great. It's the same thing with horror movies. We're too focused nowadays with CGI than we are with actual FX makeup and blood and fake prosthetics.
Right. Like, I feel like all of the remakes and things that people keep making again and again, like, some of it I understand the reason for, because of new technology that's able to bring more of these things to life. But also at the same time, I feel like sometimes we're intentionally being trapped inside of a bubble that doesn't allow for that evolution, that next step, because it seems like everything is being repeated over and over again. But I feel like this bubble is about to burst, because, like, how much... I mean, look, yeah, of course we can get more realistic. Of course there are movies that are going to be made where are going to be completely virtual VR. So people are going to be watching movies completely in VR. And I've already seen them. Like, there was a Samsung store in California the last time Flora and I were there, where you could go in and you could watch a short film or play a video game in VR. And it's just amazing. Or you could sit, and there's all over China when we were there are all these different things. You could sit in this chair and put on, or even way before that. I remember so anyway, it's the whole 4D experience, right? So imagine the 4D experience in VR. So you're sitting in like a chair, and then it's moving all around while the visuals are moving all around. And like, it seems like you're falling off a cliff, or there's these different ones where you're going through a roller coaster. And so, that experience is already available, and there are going to be some crazy experiences with movies. So I'm not saying that we're done with how you can advance the movie going experience, but the problem is that instead of using those new advances to create new stuff, they're just saying, oh wow, now we can recreate the Avengers with this 4D experience. It's like, no, move beyond it.
Not even that. It's like, let's take Halloween and redo Halloween all over again. Let's take like the Addams Family and recreate it into a newer style, or redo the Monsters. Which I'm sorry, Rob Zombie, your stuff's great, dude. I like it. Your music's great, but I hope you do not mess up the Monsters. That's all I gotta say. He's a big fan. He loves the Monsters, but I hope he doesn't make it stupid.
We're the Monsters.
I hate to say it, everybody keeps changing their stuff, man. They keep redoing or adding new things that happen today's society. it's like you're talking about, like, movies keep advancing, technology keeps getting advanced.
But the stories and the characters are not. See, like, all they're doing is taking the same characters from back in the 1940s and then putting them into, like, what if the monsters were in today's world? What if Spider-Man it's just like all they're doing, because, you know, Spider-Man before was bitten by a radioactive spider, and then it was a genetically engineered spider. You know what I mean? And so it's like all they're doing is just...
You're also talking if you're talking about that too, about Spider-Man and how they change it and all this, which I haven't seen the last new Spider-Man yet, but what you're talking about is, okay, Miles should have actually, instead of being a cartoon or a video game character, they should have made a live action of him. His spider was totally different than Peter Parker's spider.
Right. Which I think they're going to be...
Oh, damn it.
They're actually going to do
Speaking
that.
Speaking about spiders, man, I got spiders crawling on me now because I'm by something. Maybe I'll be Spider-Man.
We'll see, hopefully, man. You better save that spider in a jar, don't kill it, so I can get the powers too.
Well, let me tell you something real quick. We're talking about the technology stuff, and you were saying in China, like, people put on the VR and stuff like that. You know what would be really amazing? Say you go see this new movie that's just coming out, okay? You're put on your VR, whatever, you're sitting in a seat. Maybe this movie has 5 main characters in it, okay? What if you're actually that person in the movie? What if you put on your helmet or your goggles or whatever and say you're this guy Sam? Sam's running around. He's got this serial killer after him. What if it feels like you're the actual serial killer? You turn your head back in your chair and you look and you see the killer behind you. And then what if you feel that experience? And then you end up becoming like, just like in video games, you're a spectator. You're watching now. Right. You're not that character anymore. What if they did that in movies?
I think it would be amazing. I mean, there's so much potential for that type of virtual reality experience. I mean, it's just mind-blowing.
Now I just made somebody rich, and they're taking the idea I just gave out.
Well, I've...
Credit me, I'm Dravin.
Dravin Knight, ladies and gentlemen. He just passed on an idea to you. It all started here. But, I mean, there have been a couple of interesting virtual reality concepts on screen. There was the movie Existenz a while back. There was, more recently, a lot of stuff that was in the Black Mirror TV series.
Yeah, I remember that.
And what was the other one? I just recall there was something else. Anyway, I've seen quite a few of them. Ready Player One. Ready Player One.
Ready Player One was awesome.
Yeah, I got.
Especially the way they did that. The kid thought he was in a video game. It's actually a prisoner.
Yeah.
He took over him, and it was amazing.
So there's
and Hardcore Henry was another good one too. You played that character. It was what people call first-person shooter.
Right.
Which basically you are. That's what we are. First person.
Right. I mean, and then the Avatar movies, right? So the Avatar.
The Avatar movie is good. Yeah.
That reminds me. You know what's really interesting is that because I'm a lucid dreamer, so every single night I become aware that I'm dreaming, and then I'm able to have control over my dreams. And so I have some of the most incredible, amazing experiences because of this. So I'm having one of the best virtual reality experiences ever possible because I don't need any technology for it. All I need is my brain, my thoughts, I sometimes feel like I'm taking over an avatar in another reality. Sort of like how there was this show called Quantum Leap. Do you remember that show? That. And he would time travel, but he would take over another person's body, sort of like possessing them as he time traveled into them. And every time he would say, "Oh boy," because he'd look into the mirror and he'd be like an old lady or a little kid or whatever. And so that's actually exactly how I feel sometimes when I'm dreaming, because I I'd show up in these scenarios of stuff that's going on, and I'm like having to go along with this stuff, but I'm aware that this is not necessarily me. But I go along with it sometimes. Sometimes I don't. And when I don't, it freaks people out. One of the things that I created a specific type of meditation to help people lucid dream and to help them to be able to control their lucid dreams. It's called, there's two names for it. One I call role play meditation, and the other one I call superhuman practice meditation. And they're very simple. Basically, what you do is you imagine a place that you're familiar with, either your workplace, your home, the gym, or even the route that you take going from home to the gym or home to work or back, or just your home that you live in. And what you do is you start at wherever you are, like you sit down in a chair or lay down in your bed, and you imagine yourself laying down in your bed just like you are, and then you imagine getting up out of your bed and then walking around the whole place, going out the front door, coming back in the back door if there's one, going upstairs if there are some, going into the kitchen, and then making a complete circuit of the place, and then coming back to your body, and then laying down back in your body and opening your eyes. And by practicing doing that simple part right there, you're taking one step closer to becoming a lucid dreamer and controlling your thought body or your astral body in your lucid dreams, or if you astral project. The next part of that is to start practicing how you're moving about. So you can practice moving about by floating, levitating, or flying through your environment, like your home or whatever, or workplace, or going to and from them. You can imagine going through walls or through doors, or even opening them up without touching them, so having telekinesis. You can imagine objects lifting up and coming to you or moving away from you with your mind. Another form of telekinesis, you can imagine objects manifesting and disappearing into your hands and out of your hands. You can imagine a book, a tool like a hammer, or a weapon like a sword or a gun, and make them disappear, or put them down on a table without touching them. And so there's so many things that you can do in this while you're traveling around an environment that's familiar to you. And by doing this, you create more abilities that you're able to have in your lucid dreaming states, because it's a way to practice lucid dreaming before you actually go to sleep. But it's actually the same kind of thing if people would realize it. And for some reason, one of my go-to things that totally freaks out all of the other characters in my dreams is I'm usually able at will, when I'm in trouble, to bust out Wolverine claws. And so if I'm ever in trouble, I can fly, and I also just have Wolverine's claws. That's like my go-to thing for some reason. But yeah, man, you can practice that stuff just in your thoughts, and it'll carry over into your dreams really easily.
Well, it's kind of hard to do that sometimes, especially in my own mind. With being bipolar and stuff, it's really hard to do that. And just like Chester from Linkin Park, what he used to say was, up here is a bad place. And I understood everything what he said, because I don't have lucid dreams. I used to be able to dream and see things and be able to feel things or remember my dreams. Nowadays, I don't remember anything.
Well, what I'm talking about is practicing that before you even go to sleep. And what it does is help you to remember your dreams and have lucid dreams. And it also is very therapeutic when you go through your imagination and you start imagining yourself with all these different abilities and these different powers. It's very helpful because it empowers you. It gives you more strength. It helps you to actually, you don't even have to be asleep. It helps you to actually fight the demons in your mind. Another practice that I do is I imagine all the things that I'm feeling as, do you remember the Power Rangers TV show?
Yeah, I remember the Power Rangers.
You remember those? What were those things that had like no faces? They were like gray and they would like jump around. It was like these weird things they used to. Anyway,
Clay guys or something?
Yeah, whatever those things were, I would imagine something similar like that, but written on their chest where I could see it, and on their face would be an emotion or something that I'm feeling that I didn't want. So if it would be like depression, or guilt, or grief, or anger, or whatever, and they would all be representative of that, and I would fight them. And when I would defeat them, then I would be like Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, where I was like, your soul is mine. And so after I would defeat them, then I would take that energy of anger or grief or whatever and take it into me, but then I would transmute it into something more useful. And so by simply doing that practice, believe it or not, and as difficult as it is, you take one step closer to taking control of your mind from those things. And it's not something that I've practiced all the time, but I do know that when I do practice it, it's helpful. The hardest part is believing that it'll actually work and then actually attempting to do it. And it doesn't have to be anything having to do with dreams yet. What I'm talking about is a form of meditation, just a form of using your imagination and simply using it to guide yourself through an environment, and then maybe even confronting different feelings that you're having and not just defeating them, but transforming them into something different. So you can turn grief into acceptance, or you could turn grief into calm, or grief into confidence. There's still going to be a tiny bit of grief there, just like in the yin yang, right? Where the black there's a little bit of a white, and in the white there's a little bit of a black. So there's still going to be a little bit something left there, but the majority of it, you can transform, and that's true. But you have to, first take on that practice, and it's difficult, but it's really powerful.
Or you could be the Sith and use your anger. Strike me down. I am the strike you master.
Exactly, though. Because I do that pretty often, too, except I have Wolverine claws and I strike people down.
I'd be using a lightsaber since I am Darth Dravin.
Yes, sir. And that's a very powerful image. By the way, just so you know, I actually have completed a real lightsaber technology. So,
really?
I know how to create a lightsaber. I can't reveal it, but I know exactly how to do it, and I know how to make a real sustainable lightsaber. I've seen people trying to create them. I've seen videos online. They're like, but they've just basically created plasma torches that need to be hooked up to like gasoline or a high-powered electrical source. The one that I created can use a battery in the hilt, just like a real lightsaber, and you'll be able to burn the shit out of people and cut them, just like with the lightsabers from Star Wars. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to deflect bullets with them, but I do know that
you don't. When you use a lightsaber, you cut them, but you cut off a prosthetic, or you can kill them, because what it is, they will not bleed once you cut a hand off. They cauterizes it.
Yes, that's right. So there's but there's I do have that technology, and one day it shall be revealed. So government contractors of all kind, come and pick my brain. You're gonna have to sign an agreement first that you're gonna pay me billions of dollars for this technology, but it's out there. So let me know. Let me know.
Well, I heard that guy just say that right now. I'm gonna have to go over there and take his brain.
Yeah.
Might as well be like a doll act or something. Doctor Who.
They better pick my brain while it's still in my head, though. I just want to keep my brain in the head.
You must pick his brain. His brain has much knowledge as you see.
But
you must take a piece by day.
But dude, I love the accuracy and of your voice acting and your voice, your skills. Your impressions? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Impression. Your impression skills are incredible. So listen, let's do this. Here's what I want to do. Let's agree to do some short projects. So your mobile device can record voices, right? Can record audio, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
You have all the studio you need right there.
Yeah.
So let's start doing some projects, like very short little things that come to your mind. Like I'm sure that some weird, crazy sayings come into your head sometimes, and some things that make you crack up when you say them to yourselves. Write them down and then record them as a voice clip in your phone, and then send them to me.
Okay.
Just fucking, dude, every day send me at least one, and I guarantee you I will create some crazy shit with this. I'll put it up as a podcast and be like, what the fuck? Listen to, like, let's do a challenge. I'm going to start doing some myself because I'm already doing the podcast, and I'm going to do one where I'm just doing, fake commercials and other just one-liners, and I'm going to be practicing my own impressions and different voices. So, and I know, are you using a Samsung or iPhone?
I am actually using a LG Stylo 6 Android device.
Good, so it is an Android. So anyway, that has a great microphone on it. So use it, send me the voice clips, and...
So you're saying this is a challenge? Like, send you a couple things, it's a challenge?
Yeah, let's see, today is...
Are you saying that you're Batman? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know.
You're the Batman?
No, maybe I'm more like Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, so you're Ra's al Ghul. Okay. So I'm the crazy man, the Joker. Hello there.
Impressive, Batman. So
I'm still Batman.
Maybe start fucking around with it now. It's March 26th. So maybe you start messing around with it now, and April 1st will be the challenge start. So I don't know.
Well, then just text me, like, I'll put it in my folder. Just text me with it, and I'll send you one every single day.
I'm gonna send you, and then we're gonna come up with some crazy stuff. Maybe we even do whoever sends something first, the other person has to respond to it. I don't know, something. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But it'll give both of us something to kind of look forward to creating, and it'll be fun. It's there's these challenges that people do, create one song a day. But if you create one voice clip a day, it could be 30 seconds or a minute, just long enough for a TikTok video or a quick Instagram video, but just the audio.
Almost like a little conversation thing.
Right, and just see what happens. But just don't be afraid of. Be confident in just creating them. It doesn't matter how stupid you think it is, because I guarantee you, that if these things are put together back to back in chronological order as they're sent, and you just publish that as an audio file, and you share that with someone, somebody's gonna be some people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then other people and other people are gonna listen to it.
Dude, kind of like how the Titanic sank. Do you know how? Do you know how the Titanic sank? Oh, it was actually because Jolly Roger. The Jolly Roger's knocked it right to the ground.
The Jolly Roger.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever comes to your mind. And then, but, it's not real unless it's recorded. So you got to record it and then, send it. I'll send you mine, and we'll just make something of it. And then eventually we'll build bigger project. You're going to make more songs, either my friend Robert Woods Ledoux or somebody, maybe Phil Bower. I got to get on that song that he sent me and finally do some vocals on that. Anyway, man, we're going to create something. We're going to do good stuff, so we'll do good stuff.
We got a lot of ideas, man.
Not only ideas,
I wouldn't mind coming back on here and doing some podcast stuff with you, just bullshitting with other people, man.
Exactly. That's what we got to do. So we'll do the podcast. We'll create some stuff. And I just know, okay, so you were saying we got ideas. We don't only have ideas. You've got extreme amounts of talent, and you've already have experience. So you've got ideas, you have talent, and you have experience, because you've created not only music, but you've created an audio comic book, and you have an extreme amount of talent for voiceovers and your own music production. So it's not like you're not new to the game. It's just that all we need is a little bit of discipline. Because, fuck motivation. I'm not motivated to do stuff all the time, but I just do it anyway because, what else am I going to do? I'm either going to give up or stand up. And I'm choosing right now to stand up. So that's what we need to do. We just need to stand up and create and put it out there. So, what do you think?
Well, I'm actually also, you're talking about projects too. I'm actually helping with a project called The Mentor the Clown, which is starting on YouTube.
Well, there you go.
Doesn't have anything yet. So, there's some ideas right there too.
Exactly. Just as long as I feel like we'll not only survive, but we'll thrive as long as we keep creating things.
We're like a story that ends up being told, and then the vision, which is projected onto the screen, showing you the visuals of everything that is played out through our own mind.
Exactly, brother. Exactly.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff we can do, man. A lot of things for people, especially people out there listening to your show. Everybody's got talent, man. Maybe we should like create an email and have people do like different things here and there, like recording, and like you're talking about. And maybe everybody that listens to this can chip in, and we can create like this whole conversation thing going on.
I have a totally other way to do it too, which I'll share. I'm gonna make another podcast and I'll share it with you. But by using a free account on this Spreaker software, people can record audio files directly into their mobile device as a podcast. They can record it, they can upload it, they can make it unlisted, just like you can make videos on YouTube unlisted, and only the people who have the link can get it and download it. Or you can make it public and downloadable so that anybody can go there, they can download it, and then they can upload it to their own little Spreaker account. There's ways to hack this stuff, dude, for free. Like I have all.
That sounds like something that I heard before, where people could put music up there, and then other people, like, say I have a guitar and I'm playing guitar, and someone online is a drummer, they wanted to add drums to my guitar, and they put it on the file, and then the next person adds bass and vocals and everything else, or they create a story with it. It sounds like something I heard before.
Exactly, and I've been doing it for a long time. Dude, ever since it's been at least when I started doing this was at the very late. I just know at the latest. This is not the earliest I started doing, but I started doing this kind of thing since 2003. I've been sharing files across the country and across the world, and like adding my vocals to or other instruments to stuff and sharing it with people that been collaborating. So it's not like a new idea for anybody. It's just that it just has to be done. And I've continued doing. That's how I did the song with Robert Woods Ledoux, that Veil of Chains. You know, it was like he doesn't know it's an AI bot that creates this. So it's not even a person. It's somebody created the original 2 software programs to create a name, a song title, and a band name. Then they feed the song title and a band name to another AI bot that creates an album cover based on that stuff. And then he saw that, and then he created songs from it. And then he sent me the songs, and I put my vocals to it. Like, that's...
Wow.
You know, like, there's so many ways to create stuff. Dude, there's a song that's called Kick a Hole in the Wall, and I did it.
I remember that song, dude. Kick a hole in the wall.
Dude, it's all... The vocals are all done in a mobile device. With no effects, just except maybe me cupping my hands to get certain effects on it, but that's it.
Wow.
It's just so if you put your mind to it, you can figure it out. Like I know. Okay. So that's all I'm saying, brother.
Yeah, that song's actually catchy. It's a good song if you're walking around and shit. Because I remember you saying your friend was doing like a kick or something, and he missed and he kicked the wall or something like that.
He thought that he could jump off. He thought that he could do a push kick off of the wall while we were doing capoeira, and instead he kicked a hole in the wall. Oh my gosh, dude! It was hilarious. It was so hilarious. Yeah, he thought he.
Kick a hole in the wall.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can do. We all got the talent, though, and technology.
Yeah, man.
Hey, do you know anybody that does like animation or anything like that? Or anybody out there?
I do.
In Radio Land?
I do know a few people who do some animation. I just have to reconnect with a lot of people. That's what I've been doing this last couple of months. I've just started reconnecting with people, and some people, like for example, Joe Rogan, when he said he started his podcast, he didn't start it thinking it was going to be popular or to make money. He just enjoyed doing it. And that's the same way that I started. I actually started podcasting way back in 2007 when I was a guest on a show called Karma Cafe. And but even before that, I was being interviewed on news stations in South Florida, and I was on the news several times for some things. I was interviewed out on the beach, and one news TV station came and I was interviewed a few times out in Fort Lauderdale Beach, and then once a news crew came to Club Atlantis and they filmed one of my fights. And then I started doing podcasts in 2007. It was something called Blog Talk Radio, which, interesting enough, just got...
Dude.
Yeah.
I was actually on that, bro. Not your thing, but Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah.
I was helping out my friend who goes by Tiamat. Used to be No Man Pants and Ava Medusa and Tiamat. We did Mod World. And that's when I started getting to the body modification. And that's how my music from PPZ and some other people's stuff got on there. I was the mixer that did the music and picked up the call for the show. Nice. And that was my first time doing something like that.
Well, you got to send me the links to that, because, I mean...
They don't have it anymore. Ever since she stopped doing it, it disappeared.
Well, Blog Talk...
not around anymore.
No, Blog Talk Radio is still up. As a matter of fact, they got bought by the company Spreaker that I'm using to record and broadcast my podcast from. So,
yeah, but I couldn't find Mod World on there anymore.
Right.
I don't know if they deleted it or Tiamat deleted it or
that
not.
That would be the only reason why it's not on there anymore, is if the person deleted it.
Yeah, because we were telling, it was called Mod World. We were telling people about body modification, scarification, educating people, because so many people out there think that, oh, I'm going to go to Joe Schmo down the street and have them insert something into my skin or cut me, and they don't know what they're doing. And the people that worked on me, like Pinhead, he learned from Steve Hayworth and learned from him to be able to do this and get documents to be able to do that stuff. Like, I was supposed to get the color of my eyes blue, like in Dune. Yes, Dune. I was supposed to get my eyes blue, but never happened.
How are you going to do that? Tattooing?
Yeah, what they do is they take a syringe, put tattoo ink, and they pierce it inside the clear part of your eyes and let it drip down your eyes. And they keep doing that so the whites of your eyes get colored in.
That's insane.
It's just dangerous and painful. I've seen people get it done. I have friends that had it done. Like I said, I was part of a mod group that knew a lot of body modification people. Lizard Man, Eric, he was one of the guys I knew that he was made himself look like a lizard. And I used to play video games with him on Xbox. We played Mortal Kombat and all that shit, dude. But yeah, it was fun, man. That's how I got started and how people got to know my hand, because that was the first skull in my hand.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, yo, that is crazy. When I saw your skull in your hand, and then you had some horns. Didn't you have horns? Didn't you at one time have horns?
Huh?
Did you have horns at one time?
They're fake horns that I have in the picture.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to get real horns put in, but never happened.
Yeah, probably for the better. For now at least.
Well, I was gonna have them underneath my skin, pushing out. It would have been cool, just like my hand. But I just have my tongue split, and then my hand and a few tattoos. That's it. Yeah. And the pentagram tattooed on my back. The pentagram.
Got it. Oh man, that is so crazy.
So, speaking of things, why hasn't the Kai grew back the mohawk, which was the frohawk? What happened to that, dude?
The frohawk? Well, in around 2003, I started working for a security company in Los Angeles, California, and the manager of the security company told me that I had to shave it in order to work there, and I did. And then after I quit that job and broke up with my girlfriend and moved into the Valley and started working as a personal trainer, I started letting my hair grow back, and it decided that it wasn't going to do that. It started getting really thin. So then I went the Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham and Bruce Willis way and just said I'm going to just shave it off completely. Instead of trying
trust me, I understand. I used to have long hair, dude, back in high school, and my hair started getting thin when I was younger, when I was like 23. Even though everybody in my family had full head of hair.
It skips generations.
I went the G.G. Allen way.
There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I wasn't going to fight it. I just was like, nope.
Man, I still remember those days in high school. It was awesome seeing. I was like, yeah, who the hell is this dude? Walking around with a pentagram and a mohawk.
Pentagrams and, yeah, that's, you know, who knows? Sometimes it's funny, just depending on what certain things I do, my hair actually starts growing back, which is interesting. So I just know that there's certain things in my diet. For some reason, I don't know why, the hair on my head starts getting thicker on the top, and it grows in just as much as on the side. So I got to keep experimenting with that. But it really is not a priority to me. But, you know. So anyway, look, man, that's what we're going to do. We should start figuring out how we're going to do some projects and create. Anyway, I know that I am, and I'm just going to, you know, keep going no matter what. And I hope that you'll join me in this adventure and create some stuff. So,
well, what we should do is we should, like you said, get together, send some stuff to each other. We'll start doing that. Try to get some other people. Maybe a few times I'll pop up on your podcast. Like, you can call me.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're doing it. Give me a call. We can do, like, you know, a call situated through virtual reality here.
Exactly.
And, just start chit-chatting with everybody.
And I'll start hooking up the different software. Like, there can be Zoom calls, so I can have several different callers. I'm also looking at the Blog Talk Radio site right now, and I think that I'm gonna sign in here, and I'm pretty sure I do have an old account, and so I'm gonna sign in here and find my old shows and look around. Yes, I would like to continue. Yeah, that's my account. So this is my account, a Blog Talk Radio,
we can
and
create a whole new project. We call it the Metamorphosis Project.
we can call it whatever the hell we want to call it because it's ours. So
I'm gonna call it what I want. I'm gonna call somebody and tell them about it. What are you gonna call, dude? I'm gonna call whoever I want. You got it? I got it, guys. Chill out. All right. What are you boys doing over here? Dude, we're cool. Get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. So
Exactly. That's what he said and she said.
What the hell is going on over here? Someone's interfering with our talking, dude. I don't like it. Weird.
interfering with what?
Someone's interfering with our talking here. Got some all these voices popping up everywhere.
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy how populated these airwaves are with these entities.
It's a sonic wave. That's what you're trying to say.
It's more than you think.
All right.
These entities.
You said you kind of play video games and all that?
Say that
Or
again?
used to? You said you used to play video games?
Every once in a while, play like one of those first-person shooters on the mobile. It's like it's a mobile-only game. It's called oh my gosh, it's called why is it? I have a whole Facebook page of it.
Is it called Raid?
No. It's much simpler than that. It's Killshot Bravo.
I think that sounds familiar. I think I might have played that one time.
Yeah, it's a mobile game. I don't play it a lot, but every once in a while I get into it, and I've made like screen capture videos of it, and sometimes I've put songs to it. Like, I do anything that I can to make a visual, even if it's just stupid, to go along with some music that I create, just so I could put it on YouTube. Like, I don't give a shit. I just put stuff together. I'm like, hey, I want my song to go on YouTube, and sometimes I can just put it up with just one plate, like with just one image. But then sometimes I'm just like, might as well make a video with my music and a Killshot Bravo in the background of me sniping the shit out of people. So it's just, but I don't.
Yeah, I was just asking because I'm a big fan of Rockstar stuff, with GTA and all that.
Oh yeah.
But I like their one game that they have is Red Dead Redemption. And
oh yeah, it's a good one.
My girl's been playing it online, which really sucks because she was in a group and they decided to boot her out. They think they were cool, but they weren't. I tried to create something for a guy. His name is Pigman, and he wears a pig face, which he copied somebody else on YouTube who, inside the game, when you play Arthur Morgan, you can wear a pig face, and they were calling him Pigman. But I was going to write this guy's biography for him, and it would have been amazing for him, but stuff was happening. Okay. They kicked her out over some stupid stuff, man. She was part of their family, part of their group, and then all of a sudden, I guess because when you play video games, a lot of people have anger issues or they talk loud or whatnot, and they decided, well, we don't want to deal with it. Instead of telling her, they just deleted her and booted her out of everything. So the moral of my story is, I like the actor who does Arthur Morgan, and the voice in that character. If Rockstar's hearing, I would love to be in your next, Red Dead Redemption 3. But the voice he does is, "Hi, I'm Arthur Morgan, and sometimes I was wondering if John ever gets a chance to get back to me. We're gonna be riding everywhere. We're gonna be fighting and shooting. It's most of the time I try to tell you this." That's how his voice is. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And if I can ever get into one of those games, that'd be great. Rockstar, anybody? Come to me.
You can, and one of the first ways that we can start is by finding little clips. Like, dude, I bet you anything, if you search online, because I've seen this before, there are people who have created like short clips of a video game that they've created, and it's not complete yet, but there's just like a short part of the world that they've created, and you can take that video and you can do some voiceover for it and then re-upload it and then tag them in it and say, hey, check this out, I did this. And a lot of people, sometimes they appreciate it. Sometimes they'll be like, hey, take it down, whatever. But the point is to just look for things to create. Like, okay, for example, this guy, Robert Woods Ledoux, he saw this AI metal bot creating these album covers, band names, and song titles, and then created a song for it that didn't exist before. The whole thing is, this band is not real. And he made it real. We made it real. And so you can do stuff like that. And you can contact the person ahead of time and say, hey, can I create, voiceover for this? Or so many different things. Like stuff you've already created, you can create like intros for them on your own videos. Like, hey, my name is Dravin Knight, and I created, a vampire, right? Da-da-da-da-da. And just talk about, there's just so many things just to create, but I just feel like we just need to be disciplined, because like I said, motivation doesn't come all the time, but we can discipline ourselves to do stuff even when we don't feel motivated to do so. Like, I'm not motivated.
It's kind of funny you said something about the vampire thing, dude. It's almost like you're taking stuff out of my head, dude. I'm creating stories in my head too when I'm walking home from work or something, or going to the store, into like vampires, kind of like Vampire Masquerade kind of thing. And I have these ideas for my own like werewolves and vampires and their own like groups that they're in. It's kind of funny. It feels like you're taking stuff out of my mind when you're talking to me.
Well, you're creative, and so a lot of times our wavelengths cross. So that's what happens.
Astro projecting it.
Yeah, and speaking of astral projection, so even when you're not sleeping, remember that meditation I talked about. If you just close your eyes, and it's more difficult than you think, just imagine yourself moving around in your home or from where you are right now at the cemetery, right? You can imagine laying in your bed. So you go sit down or lay down in your bed or sit in your house, your home somewhere, your room somewhere, and imagine yourself getting up from where you're sitting, walking out to the cemetery where you are, and then walking back, all in your mind. And then when you get back to where you are, it's kind of like you sit back in your body, then you open up your eyes. And it's just like as if you took a journey actually there, just based on memory. And the more you do it, the stronger those connections become. And you develop higher and higher abilities by doing that practice. And it will also lead to more creative ideas about things that you can do. That's why I'm just like bursting with energy and ideas and things to do, because I'm constantly doing that type of practice. And then if I'm not inspired to do something, I'm listening to stuff or watching something until an idea hits me in my head. Then I write it down right away, or I speak it into my microphone on the phone and make a voice note. So there's so many ways, man. So many things.
Man. I'll definitely be looking into that, listening to more of your stuff too.
Well, listen, I'm going to send you stuff, man. I'm not going to let you be idle. I'm going to send you some things. So,
okay.
Anyway, so
I'm
brother,
thinking about too also doing a where you have like different sounds and stuff, like creating something and doing like poetry over it. Kind of like one of my favorite artists that passed away a long time ago, Roz Williams.
Yes, exactly, man.
Created different,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he created a lot of different sounds and stuff, and then added his poetry over it, or just made like his movie Pig.
Bro,
it was just weird stuff, man. But
that's
it was cool.
What I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I have a haiku book that I just published, and it's called.
You actually sent me something, dude, with a haiku. But look, you sent me a PDF file a while back ago,
yes.
I want to say 2019.
It was definitely 2020? It was 2020 because it was after my wife died, and I dedicated it to her, and I published it on her birthday in 2020. So it was August 23rd, 2020. It's called Hypnotic Wax. And even though most of the poems, a lot of them were written before I met her, there were a bunch of them at the end that were written while I was with her. I wrote some, and then after she died, I wrote a bunch of them. And so then I put them all together into this book called Hypnotic Wax, and I just put it out there. And so there's an idea. You can just look. I've recorded a lot of sounds of rain, right, out in when I was in China, and I've been recording rain and stuff like that a lot. And I also have like a lot of ambient sounds and different things that I just record or make up. And there's an idea right there. You can just record like a short voiceover thing, like if you have a poem, right, or some lyrics, you just recite them the way that you want to. Or you can even use a voice as you record and make the sound of any voice character that you want, right? And then once it's done, you look at the poem or the prose or whatever it is, the spoken word that you've recorded. You're like, okay, this is 1 minute and 7 seconds long. Now all I have to do is record some sounds of these crows outside at the cemetery or cars passing down the street for 1 minute and 7 seconds, and then layer them over each other, and then find an image or a short video of something and put that in the background and use my mobile device and upload it to my YouTube channel. And there you've created a piece of art. So,
that is a good idea.
Anyway, I challenge you. I challenge you, Dravin.
Challenge accepted.
I think your challenges are so accepted. We will create something crazy.
You will accept.
All right, well, I'm probably gonna get going, man.
All right, brother.
I gotta go cook dinner.
Yes, sir. Me too. I got to put something in my stomach. Hey, man, I'm so glad that we finally got to catch up again and do this. It was awesome. I'll get this all cinched up and edited. And, well, I don't need to do any editing. I think I just need to, maybe play some music at the end of it. But it's good to go, man. So I'm looking forward to catching up with you again.
I want you to play Ghost Ship at the end of it. How about that?
All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Ghost Ship. I'm going to do that. All right, so we're going to... All right, everybody, this is my buddy Dravin Knight. We've known each other for a long time. And he's an artist. He's created an audio comic book. He does lots of voiceover and impressions. And he's also a musician and accomplished vocalist. Not only in heavy metal, but many different styles. Dravin Knight, brother, you're the man. I appreciate you. And this song, everybody, we're going to listen to is called Ghost Ship. All right, everybody.
Before I leave, all I have to say is,
Thank you, Mordecai. It was a great time. I hope somebody tells you this is a great show. I'm going to go now. Later, everyone.
Later.